man.
Well,
Oh,
have
there
you
you
heard
are.
from? I don't know what happened, but have you heard from Jay at all?
No, but I did start the stream.
Oh, okay.
I got a feeling I know what this is about.
Well, no. Kenoshi just like messaged me out of the blue and or messaged both of us and asked us to join his Discord or whatever to talk to him about it. And
Yeah,
he was,
yeah. He asked me he asked me when I was at work. I never got a chance to like really get back with him on it. I guess
oh,
I'll
yeah, I
get back
talked.
with him tonight when we're off of doing this live stream. So
Yeah, I talked to him, and I figured that you might want to.
yeah, I haven't talked to Kenosh in a good minute.
Okay. Yeah, I
Um,
mean, me neither. That's what was weird.
but yeah. So anything new with you, sir, tonight? Seems
Other than like the a lot of political stuff because people are
really
just being stupid.
still.
It's every fucking day, man. Every single time that Trump opens his damn mouth, or anybody that actually support, or anybody in the the White House that opens their mouth, there's got to be something stupid said, and it's just fucking irony at the point. Like it's just I don't know. It's getting old, but it's getting to the point of being scary now because the left is actually becoming the fascist that they're so desperately fighting against.
Yeah, I see that.
The
Like
birth
it's
of the
just
protests.
pure irony that you're fighting against fascism with fascism. So it's just I don't know, just crazy.
It's hard letting a retard know that he's a retard.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
Today, like Donald Trump's speech, the Black History Month, he spoke of Frederick Douglass, and he talking about like more and more. He's starting to get more and more of the recognition that people, more and more recognition as of late or whatever, and that's good or whatever. And so this guy tweeted out talking about how Trump don't even know this. The man can't even be fit to run president. He don't give a shit about black people. He don't even know who Frederick Douglass is. He's talking about him in the current tense or whatever. And I was like, so I was like, okay, well, I'm interested in this because I hadn't heard this, the speech yet.
Yeah.
So I clicked on it and listened. Well, first of all, I clicked on it and it was just some uh, screen cap
Yeah.
of him sitting next to some black people or his black leadership or whatever, and then of course some more text at the bottom, basically talking about how he don't know what he's talking about. So then I googled it,
Uh-huh.
listened to the speech, and he's talking about like he started off before he even got to Frederick Douglass. He was talking about the mall, the National Mall, the Black History. I guess I don't know if it's museum. Yeah, museum there in the National Mall. And whenever he was referring to Frederick Douglass, he was talking about more and more people he's starting to get more and more recognition because more and more people are starting to actually learn about Frederick Douglass from the mall, being able to go there and actually see Martin Luther King Jr. and see what he's, did and Frederick Douglass and what he did and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But they try to spin it out of context so that way, you know, uh, it fit their narrative. Well, so I replied back to him. I was like, so what? I mean, what is it what was so bad about what he did? And he was like, he said that Frederick Douglass is doing, and all capital letters, doing more and more, whatever, And I was like, so, and then before I could reply back to this guy, he's like, it would, Trump sounds like an idiot that it would help if he just used Google to figure, if he doesn't understand like who these people are, just use Google, then at least wouldn't sound like an idiot. So I'm thinking to myself, going, okay, you're sitting there saying that Trump should use Google so he doesn't sound like an idiot. While you're saying that he said that he was doing things. I was like, have you even listened to the speech? Because he never said that one time at all throughout the whole damn speech. And there's actually a text verbatim or a transcript of his whole entire speech where he doesn't speak at all of Frederick Douglass in the present tense. I was like, do you think maybe that you could learn how to use Google? I mean, that might help. I mean, you could actually use Google yourself and actually figure out that what you're trying to quote or what you're trying to send out there actually isn't true.
Yeah.
It's just irritating that I don't mind. I understand like if you hate him or hate the idea of him being president or whatever. I don't even care if you think he's a racist or whatever. Just if you're going to spew the hatred, at least be factual.
Right.
Like at least come. I mean, because the more and more you don't use facts, whenever if he ever actually is racist, and it comes out, nobody's gonna believe you because all this time you keep on spitting out all these stupid false narrative, false things or whatever. And I mean, it's like the boy who cried wolf. Nobody's gonna actually believe when Trump actually does something bad. Nobody's gonna believe it.
Yeah, because everybody's too busy spinning false narratives left and right, and everybody's gonna be like, "Is this even right?"
Yeah, like the idea that it's okay for BuzzFeed to run an article or an ad saying white people need not apply. The government actually came in and shut that down, and so they had to reword it. But the lead with the whole thing is white people need not apply. And so Tucker Carlson actually asked him, "Don't you think that's a little bit racist?" And he's like, "No." I'm like, so he goes like, "Correct me if I'm wrong, but growing up, all I ever thought was if you are denied something based on the color of your skin, or denied the same opportunity based on the color of your skin, that's racist." He's like, so maybe you could educate me on what racist actually means then, because like how these people can do this and actually think that it's okay. Like it just blows my mind.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating and so, I guess, scary because I've seen like in gaming how the loud minority, the idiots, is going to actually, hopefully, I mean, nobody gives in up in his cabinet, because right now the powers that be are all Republican, are all saying basically, screw you, we're going to continue doing what we're doing. But midterm elections come. And if something happens that these midterm elections come and things start swapping out in power, like to where these obstructionists, more and more these obstructionists or these people that spin this false narrative get put into power.
Yeah.
It's a scary thought. Because I mean, like it seems like the left is like hell bent on getting rid of the American culture.
Right.
And that scares the hell out of me.
Just trying to see what's up with the internet. Sorry, the internet is acting up all of a sudden. Here we were having a pretty good stream, and then all of a sudden it's like, I'm just gonna take a shit. I'm like, I don't even know what the hell's going on right now. According to my end, it's saying that the stream health is low. Let's see. Potentially serious viewing issues. It evidently dropped out in the middle of you talking. Maintain smooth stream. What the actual fuck? Sorry guys, I don't know what's going on. I thought I had all this cleared up with my new setup, so this should have not been a thing. Let's see, is there a Windows update or something? No, there's no Windows update, so I don't know why the fuck this is acting up. Huh. Can you guys hear us just fine? I just want to know. I mean, it's showing red, but if you can still hear us, then we'll just continue. Yeah? Okay, cool. Alright, we'll just continue it then. Fuck it. Alright, cool.
Alright. So, some gaming news, I guess. We can get off this.
Off the politics, yeah.
You can just spend all day on it, it seems like.
Yeah.
GameStop. I've actually now, after today, I mean, I've been kind of like staying basically away from GameStop as much as possible.
Same.
But I would go there like with my collection trying to find, because I mean, let's be honest, like when you go to like say Walmart, Target, Best Buy, those places, they don't really have a huge selection of like used games or even, just random games.
Yeah.
So I mean, I spend a lot of time at GameStop picking up some older games that I'm still trying to add to the collection.
Yeah.
But after today, I see that I'm no longer even going to go there regardless.
What happened today?
They are actually actively pretty much their policy that they have is promoting basically them to lie to us in order to hit their numbers.
Oh hell.
It's called the Circle of Life program. And so how it works is each employee and each GameStop actually, but each employee of that GameStop is also individually graded on this. But they are graded on percentage quotas for pre-orders, reward card subscriptions, used game sales, and game trade-ins. Now, each of these quotas are based on the store's total transactions. So pre-orders and reward card subscriptions are based on the number of transactions, while used game sales and trade-ins are based on the total dollar value of the transactions. So, it doesn't matter if you sell, like, 4 used games or whatever, if they're only like $4 or $5 a piece, you're really not doing that big of a deal. Like, you have to, the used game sales have to like total quite a bit. And here's kind of how their quota works. So, like, if I go in there and I buy a PlayStation 4 Pro brand new, a PSVR brand new, and maybe a couple of new games, and I spend basically $1,000 worth of new merchandise.
Uh-huh.
Well, then for this store to hit their quota, they have to turn around and then sell, whether to be to me or somebody else, $300 of pre-owned merchandise just for my one transaction. They have to sell 30% of the store's new merchandise totals of used game because they're trying to promote that. I don't know why. This is GameStop. They've been doing that promote used game things for quite some time, but this is getting to the point of like out of hand now because people are being fired for this. So, like, say like one of the employees. This is how they kind of learned about this. Kind of employees started kind of breaking away from it, started talking to media without, I guess, being able to, kind of like out of anonymity.
Yeah.
But the way it's actually working, and people are getting fired, is like the Resident Evil 7 launch. Whenever Resident Evil 7 and Kingdom Hearts 2.8, I think it was, launched that night.
Yeah.
They have the pre-order party, where you go in there and you pick up your games at midnight or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Well, during that party or during that time that people are waiting, other people that haven't pre-ordered it and stuff can still come in there and wait and pick up their game.
Right.
Or pick up a game, I guess. Once all the pre-orders have gone through and they've given out all the different things, they can start selling the games at the normal time.
Correct.
Well, the stores were turning people away, saying, "Sorry, we only have the exact number for the pre-orders that are here. We don't have the game."
What the fuck?
Because of the fact that there was actually one store that sold about a little over $1,000 worth of brand new Resident Evil 7 games, or that during that night of release, and he didn't hit his numbers because that screwed him up.
Uh-huh.
Because he was so he had so many new game sales that he didn't have enough used game sales to cover the 30%, so he got fired the beginning of this month.
He got fired because of that?
Yeah, because he didn't hit his numbers.
The fuck?
So they're now basically, GameStop says we don't have a policy that, tells our customers to lie or whatever. But yeah, it basically does, because no employee that has the threat of their job, if they don't sell the stuff, is going to try to promote you or tell you, hey, yeah, buy this new game, because they're going to do everything they can to keep you from buying anything new.
Yeah, they're gonna make
so that way it doesn't hurt their numbers.
Yeah, it's not the fact. It's not that they're saying you need to lie to keep your job. They're telling people you need to sell used shit, and what it is it's turning into an employee trying everything he can to keep his fucking job. That's fucked up. It should never get to that point.
No, I get the reasoning. I get the fact that GameStop survives basically off of used game sales. But at what point do you become so consumed with that bottom line? Are they hurting that bad? I don't think so. I from the numbers that they put out, doesn't seem like it. But to where you put your numbers over a customer at all. I mean, because how many potential customers are you like sending out the door that would buy something and at least give you some money, you know, coming into your store, rather than just letting them leave and give nothing.
Yeah, that's
It's completely insane to me. Like that. I knew that they were. That's one of the reasons why I kind of like, you know, been kind of leery about going in there, not really going in there for any kind of pre-orders or any kind of new items, but just kind of picking up my game collection. So now I've kind of made it to a point to where after today's article that I will deal with paying the extra prices from shopping on eBay, shopping on Amazon. I'll do the used games through there.
that's where I get all my
versus
games at. I won't
versus
go to GameStop anymore.
I won't pick it up through GameStop anymore.
Yeah, I've stopped shopping with GameStop now for almost,
And if
I
there's
want to say 8 months now.
if there's a game that is like Killing Floor 2 that's, you know, exclusive to GameStop, well, it won't be long before it's on eBay.
Wait, Killing Floor 2 is exclusive to GameStop.
The physical copy.
Oh, I'm sure.
That's
I'm
what.
Sure if well, let me see.
That's what. What's it called? That is what. How GameStop works out a lot of their deals with like these smaller publishers. Is that they'll say, hey, you know, we can guarantee this many copies or whatever sold, but you have to.
Why don't you
with us.
How about you compromise and just get the Killing Floor 2 soundtrack on CD?
There you go.
Soundtrack?
Yeah. Because
That'd
it's
be
so
good.
metal.
Pretty much. Yeah.
I don't even listen to. I actually turn the music off whenever I'm playing.
You're
Fucking
un-American.
normie.
You're fucking un-American.
I can't stand having music blaring in my fucking ear while I'm trying to play a game.
That's because that's you're a
Panty
filthy
waste.
normie fence
No, it's
sitter.
because I'm fucking 40. Okay, I spent my damn
People who
year.
make-
I spent
the
my
people
damn
who make
youth.
that music are probably way older than you because they're with the times.
Yes, but I spent my damn younger days, sitting in a car cooped up with 4 15-inch speakers in my trunk, 2,000 watt amps, just blaring all the fucking time. So I'm just to the point now where my kids, if they want to listen to music, I'm like, put your fucking headphones in, because I don't even want to listen to it. I don't even want to listen. I don't listen to music at all. It's just something to it. I don't know. It like starts to irritate me because I think the older I get, the more like maybe senile I get or whatever.
Oh, you're definitely senile.
It starts to like irritate me. Like when it like makes my mind confused when I hear too much shit going on at one time.
Are you sure that's not like some early
Might be.
age, you know,
Dementia or something?
Dementia, yeah.
It might be. I don't know. I wouldn't know. I probably would have forgot once I figured out.
Hey, where am I? I'm
Well,
not
did you guys
wearing
see
any
the,
pants.
Did you guys see Audi's feminist Super Bowl commercial?
Oh god.
No, I actually haven't seen that yet.
No, I
Yeah,
haven't.
I tweeted it, so you can check that out later. It has, let me, slight spoiler alert, it has 820 likes, 12,500 dislikes.
Oh boy.
Shit.
Damn.
Fucking shit.
Anybody who
Well-
really champions feminism nowadays using today's standards,
Oh my
they're
gosh.
gonna get shit on. Simple as that.
Well, they deserve to. They deserve to. Because, okay, sorry to get back into this stupid thing, but y'all brought it up with the feminism shit. Because I just actually talked to Kenoshi about this like today. Feminists are like a fucking joke. Like, the whole march, that women's march, feminist, right?
Oh, the whole I don't want to be fucking objectified, and here I'm gonna objectify myself.
Even
Right.
even
Well, no.
even the young chick I work with, she's like 2 years younger than me, and she totally drinks all that pop culture Kool-Aid and everything. Even she was like, "What are they protesting for again?" I was like, that's a good question, isn't it?
Well, I mean, they're protesting for rights that they have, and then they say, well, we're protesting because of his rhetoric, and we're afraid he might take away the rights that we do have. And I'm like, okay, fine. So what rights are you worrying about? Well, we're worried about our reproductive rights. Women care about our reproductive rights. We should be able to, women as a whole, we think we should have control over our body. And I'm like, that's kind of funny because 50% of women don't agree with you.
Well,
So
I'm
how do
atheist and I'm against abortion. So there you go.
how do you work that to where women care about that? How they have this whole collectivism thing.
Yeah,
And then I'm
they
like,
tried to have that. That really kind
yes.
of like blew back in their face, didn't it?
Yeah, and then they're like talking about how women need to be free. They don't need a man. They don't need anything like that. And then they go on and put a damn hijab on their head. And I'm like, you do realize that the reason why the hijab is there is because that's modesty preached on by their religion, to keep them modest in public, to where no other men can gaze upon them and see their beauty or whatever.
Talk about it's like you're using an actual symbol of an actual patriarchy to
Yes, an actual
against.
oppression.
It doesn't make sense.
These morons are like,
it doesn't make sense.
It's all about Sharia law. We want Sharia law. I'm like, are
yes,
you
and that's
fucking
another
kidding
thing.
me?
The woman that actually put it together is openly, she's a Muslim American, but is openly trying to get Sharia law implemented in the United States. And I'm like, and these people are championing it. And I'm like going, have you even taken a second out of your day?
Linda Sarsour. That's her name.
If
Linda
there's
Sarsour.
any feminist retard out there right now watching this video, go look up what happens when a female is looked upon by another male,
Yeah,
or look
bad
up
stuff,
look
man.
look up
Bad
look
stuff.
look what happens when a male lays hands on another male's wife when it wasn't the wife's fault at all, and she gets to pay for it in the end.
Look what happens if a man, like if a man rapes the woman, like if he comes into that girl's house.
Hey, it's not rape if it was a woman, okay?
This is true, not over there, not over there. But like by our standards, if a man comes in and rapes a woman, look what happens to the man and look what happens to the woman.
There has to be 3 witnesses, and even then, hardly anything happens to the guy after that.
Yeah, but the woman is dead.
Yep, she dies no matter what, pretty much.
I mean, she got a death sentence and she didn't even know what the hell was even going on.
Yep. But hey, we want Sharia law, right?
Yes, these women want this. It's like, just take a
retards.
second and fucking understand what the hell you are fighting for. You are fighting for your own damn oppression.
That's pretty much that. Really is the thing, isn't it? They're literally fighting for their own demise, which is stupid.
Yes, I mean you're talking about how much you're oppressed now with the most rights any woman in anywhere besides maybe England has, and you're fighting against that for oppression. But you're saying it makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, we've talked to a few people in that Discord where like they're what we would consider traditional feminists, where they're like, true equality, you know what I mean, where everything from back in the
I don't
80s,
mind first wave
70s and 60s, the first wave was
Yeah.
pretty damn, they were pretty damn good. They actually made some really positive changes, and they actually affected change for the better, not for the worse. These guys want the worst shit ever. They want fucking Sharia law. They want people to fucking pretty much enslave men. I mean, there's a few of them that have told people on Twitter that said that men should only be used for mating, and then after that they should be able to just go off somewhere and die somewhere by themselves. It's like, what? Like,
it makes, I don't know. It's scary.
Oh,
It's truly scary though, because you see these things getting footholds. Like you saw how many people actually that was. I mean, that was a lot of damn people.
Yeah.
All it takes is just for a few them to convince a few senators to pass some sort of law, to implement some, introduce some bill or whatever. And if they can convince some to vote with them, to make sure that they feel like that, they're, because these people, a lot of people they just do it out of being scared of retaliation of what these people are going to do to them. So if they vote in favor, like it can seriously set our country back more. Like people are talking about Donald Trump setting us back to the 50s.
I think these
people are willing to take us way the fuck way back.
Yeah, you're not allowed to have technology. You're not allowed to have the abilities to learn. You're not allowed to think outside the bubble of the think tank. You're supposed to think within the minds of somebody else's thoughts. You're not allowed to have your own brain. I mean, the whole thing would literally set us back damn near to the Stone Age. There has to be one person in charge of everybody. And the moment you disagree with me, I have the right to kill you. That's pretty much where this is all going.
The way it looks is that if they get what they want, if they ever do, it's going to be safer to live in Syria than in the United States.
No, I don't think these. I don't, dude. You got to remember, there's some pretty fucking hardcore right winger states that would rather take up arms than to pass half the bills that a regiment like that would ever be. Like Arizona and Texas, I know for a fact would be at their borders with shotguns ready to go. Like, no doubt.
I would hope so. I mean, I would hope so. I hope that it doesn't poison the country enough to where people are just, okay, well, it's passed, so we just got to accept that.
No.
I can't.
Yeah, right? No.
I just can't.
Yeah, that's
I mean, what they don't understand is this whole cry bully shit that they do is what got Trump is where he's at.
The extremists, the extreme Muslims, call these people useless idiots, and they would be right. They are. They're useless. Not useless. I'm sorry. Useful idiots. Boring. Okay. Let's get off.
All right.
Of this.
So
Let's get off of this.
I just noticed here, PlayStation.
Yeah.
They had the sell-in, which is basically their ship to numbers. But during the holiday quarter of 2016 was 9.7 million consoles shipped to the stores. Now, mind you, they sold through like a little over 6 million, I think, of those 9.7 million, which is actually pretty damn good. They beat the record set by the PlayStation 2 of the most number of PlayStations shipped in one quarter, and that was 8.8 million back in the fiscal year of 2003. They actually have a cumulative ship to the stores units of 57.1 million. So they've almost sold through exactly what they've actually shipped out, because they're sitting, I think, right now like a little over 54 million.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're definitely on track to. I still don't think this generation is going to last long enough to see the PlayStation 4 actually beat the PlayStation 2. But if it does, I'm hoping it does, just for record's sake, because I think that'd be cool.
Right.
But the PlayStation 4 is definitely on track to surpass the PlayStation 2 for sure.
So why would you think this is cool?
Why would I think it's cool?
Yeah, like how does it?
Because it's like you get to.
You?
It doesn't benefit me at all. I'm thinking it's cool because of the fact of being able to see, like, we got to live through the PlayStation 2 becoming like the number one selling console, the Wii being the second best selling console. We got to see, it shows that gaming's still there, still alive.
Oh, okay. Like, so it's pretty much for perspective's sake then. Okay.
Right. I mean, it has nothing to do with because I don't make no fucking money off this shit. I don't give a shit about that. I like it for more analytical reasons, more than any of these stupid other reasons that people quote sells. But it's just cool to me, like, to see, because from the PlayStation 2 days, really it's been kind of quiet. Like, it's just kind of been kind of a decline, really.
Yeah.
Besides, like, of course the Wii, but I think the Wii really sold well because it became a thing bought for like nursing homes and hospital rehabilitation centers, to help people get rehabilitated. So it was kind of adopted by more than just gamers. So it's cool to me to see that even though we're here today in 2017 now, I guess, 2017. I had to look at the calendar. And PC gaming is all but exploding right now, and we're still being able to see that.
About exploding.
We're still able to see these consoles are still able to actually still be doing good. So that means there's you got PC gaming exploding. You got one console doing exceptionally well, but it still shows that gaming's like very much alive and very much growing.
Yeah, everything's getting bigger except for handheld gaming.
Well, there hasn't really been a good handheld since a
3DS
accepted by the mass, besides 3DS or DS mainly.
Yeah.
I'm hoping, but I'm wondering because everybody thinks that the Switch is going to basically do away with the 3DS. if that's the case, I mean, are we never going to see another true handheld again?
I doubt it. I don't think. I think for the most part, a lot of these companies are going to go straight to the mobile phone market because that's where a lot of the free to plays are, and that's where a lot of these guys are making a huge profit. Is the free to play market. The free to play market, as you guys already know, for the mobile devices is RNG, but you buy into it like crazy. It's like cancer at this moment, but people are doing it.
You got to be
like
rich to
Candy
play. You
Crush.
got to be rich to play mobile market.
You've got like nowadays you have like 30,000 fucking Candy Crush clones that all do the same shit. Yeah, you have about 30,000 different fucking Angry Birds. I mean, they all they got to do is just change the skin on it, and they've got a fucking hit game within a week. So I mean. That's kind of where it's going right now. But I would rather see these guys, if you're going to do something on mobile, put up buy-to-play titles like Final Fantasy like they have been. Like Square's been doing really good on the mobile market now that I think about it. I want to see more companies branch off and do that because it just seems to me like it'd be a better deal. When you look at the possible prospects of Sony releasing another handheld, it'll be a fucking travesty. Nintendo maybe might have another travesty if not done right. So, I mean...
I mean, honestly, I don't know if like Sony, if they release another handheld, if it like the only way, I think the reason why that it was a travesty is because of the way they did it, and the fact that they didn't really support it with any like big games or whatever.
Right.
So I mean, they have the ability there. Because their handheld that they have is usually it's by far all of them have been like the most powerful handheld as far as like as compared to Nintendo's because it's the only one to really compare it to. The only difference was like kind of like what's going on with like the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One as far as like whenever the Scorpio comes out and it's going to be a little bit more powerful than that is that you can have all the power you want kind of like the Vita, but if you don't have the games to support it, it really doesn't.
It doesn't matter.
It's not really good.
Yeah,
it's not really going to go anywhere.
Well, this is the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying when it comes to like mobile devices instead of handhelds as far as dedicated handhelds. So the mobile market as far as phones goes, there's billions. There's billions in it. Billions of people doing it. You have multiple companies developing these smartphones that are even at a cheaper price point and have my phone's current specs. You have a lot of these mobile devices that are being fucking made by companies no one's ever heard of before up until this year, that are being bought for literally like $30, and they could run games like Candy Crush or Plants vs Zombies type shit. These companies would benefit actually more if they were to focus on this market because they wouldn't have to dedicate their game to only one platform. Instead, they could just make their game for a standard platform, say like the Android platform, and then they just rake in the fucking money that way. And they would never have to worry about hardware specs. They would never have to worry about, is Nintendo going to sell their fucking consoles this day so that way we can make money? You know what I mean? They're not going to be tied or enslaved to a console manufacturer. Instead, they'd have billions upon billions of people completely at their fucking fingertips. And I think that's what's going to happen. You guys there?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
I kind of agree with you there because I mean, the mobile market. I mean, the mobile market just keeps getting like as far as like the processors and the graphics chips or whatever the hell they use in there, just keep getting stronger and stronger. And I mean, it's going to get to the point, and the screens actually are getting
bigger,
pretty relatively big to where you could. I mean, they're kind of at a.
Wait, Jed Whittaker's doing a stream?
I don't know.
Someone says I want to troll Jed Whittaker's stream so bad.
Jed Whittaker. Who's Jed Whittaker again? Is that the?
He's the Gaming Needs Safe Spaces guy.
Oh.
Okay. Link it, and I'll go over, and we can just drop his link down.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do this.
Because Appabend, he tweeted out a picture where Jed said ad blocking partially leads to the rise of the alt-right online. Hear me out.
Ad blocking?
Yes. He said sites need clicks to generate ad revenue, so many people use ad blockers that the fear is any moderation equals lost money. Thus, the spread of hateful, toxic words being spread everywhere. It is why Twitter won't do anything and many other sites.
What?
Jed is an idiot, by the way.
So, me having ad... I really don't understand like his position there at all. Like
I'm logging into my Twitch right now.
For a lot of reasons. I mean, I can usually generally kind of get an understanding of like maybe where they're coming from, but that I can't understand at all.
So Jed Whittaker, huh? All right, let's see. We are gonna go into dude's stream.
Jade Whittaker.
Jed Whittaker.
Let's say Jed Whittaker. Because he's just fucking, he's like Steve Shives. Everybody.
He's a fucking idiot. Yeah.
He's
which one is him? Is it Jeddah or Jed Spock?
I don't know.
This is just complete. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind trolling his stream while we're streaming.
No, me neither.
Because for Xbox One, if you'd like to watch, twitch.tv/Jed05.
Jed05. Jed.
Oh, there he is.
05. Is he live?
I'm gonna have his stream playing through ours right now. Oh, hi.
Aw.
Hi, Jed. Here's Jed05 stream, you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and copy and paste it to our stream. Hey, guys, go ahead and go say hi to our little friend Jed Whittaker. Huh? There you go, guys. It's gonna be an interactive stream, first one of its kind, actually. This should be interesting.
So we are going to be streaming his stream.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
I said, oh, hi, Der. Let's see what he says.
You got to make sure he doesn't have one of those disclaimers in his description.
What disclaimers? Half gay, half straight, all beard, streaming all consoles, modern and old console, as we all PC games. Sometimes I'll have my boyfriend or other friends joining us of all genders. I also run a couple of YouTube channels. Men don't grow beards, beards grow men.
Wow. Honestly, though, these people.
Hey guys, everybody type in there alt-right love. Alt-right love from Kekistan. There we go.
This is fantastic.
Free Kekistan!
Free Kekistan. Hey, did you put the link in the Twitch there?
Yeah, I put the link in our stream, yeah. Oh, I'll put it in our Discord. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, let's put it in our Discord. Yeah. Guys, in our Discord, here's Jed's link. Go say hi to him.
This is fantastic. This is fantastic. Like this just in Pride Worldwide. That's good.
Did he already? Okay, no. Wait, no, he didn't. Okay, there we go. This is is what Jeb is likely to do. I bet.
Oh, I imagine
from the room. I just got banned from the room.
Hail Trump!
I just got banned.
You got banned that quick?
Captivated
Yep,
by
I'm
an
gone.
illuminated new world.
Let me see.
He wonders what has brought the abandoned
Pakistan
ship
is the
back
hero. Knock knock.
Hello,
Strong kick.
and what
oh, this room is now in 30 minutes followers only mode. He shut it down. He shut the whole thing down. 30 minutes followers only mode.
QQ.
Oh, wow.
That's fantastic.
That was
fantastic.
fun. That was fun.
Yeah, he's probably like, oh shit.
He's a really sensitive guy, isn't he? He can't
He's a
even.
fucking pussy, man.
Oh my god, he is unbelievable.
That's beyond sensitive. I'm not really sure.
That is funny though. He shut that shit down real fast. He was just
that
like,
quick.
"We're not doing this."
by his standards of sensitive, my wife is a man.
Yeah, he is a different kind of person. Like ever since Rags did his video on him, I went and looked into the guy, and he is a different kind of retard altogether.
Oh man, he's something else, isn't he?
He
is something else.
He is quite the catch. He is like right up there with Riley. Like him and Riley are literally like two peas in a pod.
He's just the actual male version, you know.
Yeah, it's quite ridiculous, actually. I didn't even... I was like, wow, this guy is like this? Like, why? But anyways, that was fun.
Well, speaking of people like this, Polygon today decided to go ahead and start promoting Anita Sarkeesian today.
Oh, God, here we go. Polygon has always been sort of in and
Polygon.
out with gamers. So... They've got some writers that support us, and they have some writers that hate us, and it's like a half and half thing. So, what did they say about Anita Sarkeesian?
I don't even remember the whole thing. I'm not going to click on their article again because I'm not going to give them any more money.
That's why you use uBlock. It blocks all the ads from all the sites.
I have AdBlock Plus on. Would that stop it?
I use uBlock Origin because it blocks everything, including the embeds and the codecs. So it blocks them at the very origin of the ad where it begins. Yeah. Sometimes things get past ad block. So I run uBlock Origin, and it's perfect.
Well, it was something about to the fact that she thought that developers need to start dressing minority women or black women mainly. With respect or whatever, because it showed a picture of some, I don't even know who it was, what the picture was from or who the person was from, but she was dressed like in the typical female game, like the female warrior thing, and so there was people in the comment section of that place going saying that in that game that's actually a choice that you make. I mean, you have options, and that was just something that she chose in order to fit her argument, which it doesn't surprise me. I mean, of course, like I said, I don't know the game per se.
Yeah.
So I can't say for sure if that's true or not, but I mean, it definitely goes along with her narrative.
Yeah.
As far as how she is, she'll pick and choose shit to make sure that it will fit like what she's trying to say, and she'll ignore the obvious, that you have choices to make. So therefore, nothing can go against what she's saying.
Yeah.
And it's just sad to see that, I thought she was done and gone, but it's sad to see the people still promote her, and it just at what point do people just realize that when bullshit is bullshit?
Yeah. Normie. He's such a fucking normie. Now getting off of Jed for just a second, because he keeps popping up everyone. He keeps popping up. I still see other people posting shit that he said that's stupid. But to diverge from that for a moment, there was a YouTube channel called Staklin Studio, and it's one of those nobody channels. There's 250 videos, 100 subs, something like that. As far as I know, all of his videos have likes and dislikes disabled because he believes what he says. And he made a video called "Why Upgrades to Consoles and PCs Could Be Bad," and it's a 15-minute video, and he's an idiot. I think I linked it to you earlier, Rambo, on Twitter.
Is that what that was?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
it's pretty fucking bad. It's dumb. It's
dumb as hell.
It is really dumb. And so I tweeted out the link, and and he made an edit to the description here that says, "Please also note that this video is now copy protected, and any attempt to copy or use the work without my explicit written permission will be taken down in accordance with YouTube End User License Agreement, subsection 6C."
I hope he understands that regardless of him putting that there, people can still use his video.
Yeah, I mean he doesn't. He's
Like,
totally. He
he-
has no idea.
He's a fucking idiot. Like people can
Okay.
still.
Yeah,
use his video.
I tried explaining that to
Do
him
you
in
want
the
him?
in the
Maybe I can
comment
get him
section,
on
but
this.
I
Maybe I can get him on the stream.
Yeah,
Maybe
get
I
him
can
in
on this
here.
podcast.
I
Let me
feel-
see if I can.
I could totally go into putting a retard
he,
into his place.
he said he's in the industry,
Oh, sure. Uh-huh.
and so I asked him,
What
I
does
was
he
like,
do?
so, I mean, you say that you're in the industry, so like, what does it mean? And he's like, I'm a computer tech.
Yeah.
Like that's not in the industry.
Let me guess.
That's-
Let me guess. He works on computers on the side, so he considers that a part of the industry.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, more than likely, it's
That's
I'm
usually
like, you
what
know,
a lot
so-
of these guys do. They're like, "Yeah, I'm in the industry." You're like, "Oh yeah, what do you do?" "I work on PCs." "Oh yeah, like the companies, or do you work on companies' computers, or what?" He's all, "No, I run a IT job on the side." I'm like, "That's not part of the industry, dude."
I told him that, you know, like whenever you're running a video on gaming and then you say that you work in the industry, like it kind of relates to that you're working in the gaming industry, and so maybe you might have some inside knowledge into that, you know, thing that maybe your commenters don't have. I was like, but whenever you come back and you say that you work as a computer tech, like that doesn't say that you, like that holds no weight in comparison to what you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
Like somehow he was using that as his basis of knowing what he's talking about, as far as how upgrades to consoles and PCs are a bad thing. But I'm still not. I mean, upgrades to PCs have been around for, I don't know, maybe since PCs. So, if it's a bad thing, I mean, don't you think it would have stopped by now?
What is? I'm trying to find his Shacklin.
No, that guy's.
I gotta try to find it now.
Nah, he's begging
let
for
me
relevancy.
see.
Yeah,
Oh, here,
he is begging for relevancy. That's exactly what it is. He likes
Yeah,
to bring up.
he's trying his best to
Likes.
get known
He's
by.
one of the. He's one of the. Dude, I've met people like this over and over again. Like that's what they do. They latch on to the very thing that could connect them when it doesn't
Yep.
connect them at all.
His website is wolfboytech.org.
Oh yeah.
He's a .org.
There's his computer his computer tech knowledge right there.
Wolf boy.
He created his own website.
Is that
damn it.
spelled with a K or CH?
CH. He's not that cool.
Wolfboytech.org.
All right, so where am
Let's
I?
see what I'm looking at here. Stacklin Studio. And it looks like your typical WordPress
I'm a tech blogger,
login.
YouTuber. He spelled it YouTuber. An avid gamer.
Well, damn it, we're all YouTubers.
I'm all YouTubers.
Lily
Shit.
build. Okay, why people like console gaming? Here's a small list of excuses people use to defend console gaming.
Oh, this guy's just.
Such a fucking normie.
Oh, trust me, you're gonna need some time to actually listen to this and digest.
It's tough because I might respond to it because it'll be easy because I won't have to. It'll probably be easy to do. It'll be long, but it'll be easy for me to do. And he's playing Battlefield 3 on a console, so obviously I don't have to bother uploading in 60 FPS. So that'll make it even quicker.
Get ready for a takedown.
Yeah, good luck.
Well, I mean, he's
Yo,
gonna definitely
he gets
issue a
like
DMCA
5 views a
takedown.
video. What?
Well, the last few people who tried that, it didn't even get taken.
Yeah,
down.
but I'm just saying it's gonna. I mean, you're gonna get an email saying it, no matter whichever
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, I'm sure you can try if you want.
He gets like 10
But
views
that's not
on
how
one,
long
6 views
we're-
on another.
No, I mean,
5 views on one that he did 14 hours ago. He gets 5 views. Here's the thing. Like, I could see that this guy is really struggling because when I launched this channel back in April of last year, I was still getting almost 200 views. At least every other video. Like,
Well,
what the
shit.
fuck?
let me go look at my channel because
Even when you first launched your video,
when
you
I
got
when
like
I
200,
first started,
300
I was getting a little over 100 to close to 200 views every video, and I wasn't even trying. I wasn't even like sending it out to anybody, I was just posting it.
Uh-huh.
And apparently, there's someone named Judy Stacklin who is the only comment in his last video.
This guy, this guy.
he had his wife comment.
wife?
Dave, you got to comment, man. I got to have at least one in there.
This guy talks about using content, right? He doesn't want people to use his content, but yet he's gonna go use an image of Jessica Negri on 4 of his videos. Like, really, dude? You're like,
I'm telling you, man, it's that mentality of these people these days that are just.
oh shit! I take that back. 6 videos. He
It's
uses
completely
Jessica
insane,
Negri.
man.
I mean, let's see. Road to Freedom, Stardew Valley, 3 views. He uploaded that 1 month ago. Titanfall 2, Will We Survive? 25 views 1 month ago. Minecraft, Hermit Path to a Hermit Episode 2, Hope.
He looks like a
7 views.
dirty discount pirate. He's like Mr. Noobtube Gaming. He's a very dirty looking man.
He even tried to like clickbait people and getting them into some sort of weird like mobile phone war. It says I bought a $500 paperweight Galaxy S7 eBay AT&T, 76 views. That just shows that nobody really cares about what you have to say because the content you make is half-assed. I tried to do a channel like this before, half-assed content. It doesn't fly here. You gotta actually put some time into it.
Yeah, his whole. Well, I mean, you got to listen. I mean, you really got to listen to that video because I suffered through it, so you have to do it too. So.
Oh well, thanks.
And I even suffered through his updated video too, like where he updated it. And after that, I couldn't sit through another one of his videos.
I'll shit post that. That's what he looks like in shit post. So I mean,
his the one thing though in his description he says he was there to trigger rags, and his followers. Oh wow.
It's like okay, I guess. I mean,
so that was his goal. I mean, he came out. So basically, he is Mr. NoobTube Gamer, but the only thing is at least he's upfront with the fact of what he's trying to do.
That's only that video. Like nothing else he does. I mean, he clearly is trying to run a channel. Like legit, he's trying to run a channel. What that video, I guess he figured he had a shitty opinion, so he might as well get someone who actually is popular to take a look at it, I suppose. So,
yeah, that's probably. I mean, he's like, it looks like he's really like grasping at attention to get people to look at him.
Yeah, it's kind of sad, I mean, it's like, I guess if you want to.
Well, if he wants to come in, he could come in. I mean,
well, I mean, I
tweet him out.
Yeah, let me keep checking my notifications.
Yeah, I don't mind him coming in because
the tweeter.
I'd really like to.
Oh wait, Webmaster Chief. Wait, hold on. It says that it doesn't exist anymore. Did he delete his Twitter?
It wouldn't surprise me, honestly. He says he don't care about. He talks about people's fees or their fillings or whatever, but yet he disables ratings. He's like, but I don't care about the ratings. I'm like, if you didn't, and just everybody was pointing out basically, if you didn't care, you wouldn't go out of your way to actually disable them.
Yeah. Why are
you actually have to purposely disable them?
And people,
yeah, you do. You have. Yeah, you have to go out of your way to disable comments because they're disabled by default.
He deleted his first video that you linked me to.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I've already got it saved.
Okay, he took it down.
It doesn't matter.
I was hoping you did because I forgot. I was gonna get it for you, but I forgot to do it. I didn't know. I'm glad you got it because
what's a way to send it to people like big stuff like that? What's a good way?
I don't know that I haven't figured out because I tried several different ways and I ended up having to put it in a shared Google Drive.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let me go to I can upload it to YouTube as a private video and just send you the link.
Yeah.
That's so funny. You already have that downloaded.
Yeah, it's like I've started to now when I see something I think I might use for later, I just download it. I'm like they're gonna delete it or make it private or some shit. Let's go to downloads.
Interesting.
Yeah, here it is.
It always interests me when people say they don't care, but yet they'll be willing to say the most obnoxious things or some of the most like toxic things to get people to care. Like, I don't understand that mentality. Like, I don't care if you don't watch my videos, but I'm going to say the most atrocious things to get you to watch my videos. I'm like, then you care. Fucking idiots. Jesus Christ.
Let me see. Let me go to privatization.
Yeah, I'm actually considering changing my Twitter picture because of him.
I'm trying to find out where the private thing is it advanced settings, allow comments, CV ratings.
Oh, when you're uploading a video?
Yeah.
Just a minute. Let me.
Make this video statistics, communicate. I'll find it as it's uploading. It's already 50% uploaded. I mean, it's Battlefield 3 on consoles. I didn't have to exactly save it in high quality.
It's just be prepared. I mean, because it's one that it leaves you wondering, like, what did I just listen to? Because
Yeah,
I
I was playing a game or something when I was listening to it, because it's like 15 minutes. I'm like, okay, let's just give it this.
his
It's
points that
dumb.
he makes are just like absurd.
Ridiculous. He's like, he doesn't know anything about anything. For someone who's part of the industry, he doesn't know anything about anything. I don't know exactly where it is. I won't publish it, but I guess I can go to Video Manager and change it to private before it's actually published.
Well, if you go down, let me look at it because
I don't know. Look, I don't believe it or not. I don't know how YouTube works. All right. I don't know how computers are working. I don't know how.
What?
I don't know. I'm not a tech. I know, right? I'm not a tech guy. I just make videos online. That's fuck. I
the truth
You
is
don't know what
the
you're
truth is out
doing!
now.
I've said that before. I'm pretty open about the fact I don't know all that computers really.
Okay, if you're uploading, yeah, you see like you're in basic info when you first upload, right?
Yeah.
Okay, look to the right, like right where the name of the actual.
There it
look
is. Private. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Only you can view. Yeah, it's already uploaded and it's processing.
Okay.
It's it's painful to watch people on controller try to shoot things. Man.
Yeah, I've always got to
Let me
have
see.
my like
You know
sensitivity
who
turned all the
hasn't
way
done
up.
anything in a while? Stone Fox Media.
Does he still make videos?
He still
Like-
makes videos. His
like-
last one was about the stupid Muslim ban that isn't a Muslim ban. Because we gotta fucking bring up politics and some shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what's it called?
Just like PC Gamer did. With
Insomniac.
Andy Chalk is
Insomniac Games
disgusting.
brought it up.
Oh jeez.
They made a
Like,
video
The second
talking
you
about.
call it a Muslim ban, shows you don't know fucking anything about anything.
Yeah, Insomniac Games made it like about a 2-minute video talking about how they don't stand behind it. It's an unconstitutional thing, and
Because
I'm thinking,
Constitution. Yeah.
just like somebody else, another gamer that actually he's a Trump supporter or whatever, but he's like, you just alienated half of your fan base, you know what I mean, or elite or good, even if it's 40%, you still alienated that percentage. And he's like, what good does that do you to stand up and say anything? He's like, you make games. He said, now, I mean, I get it if you want to have like an opinion on your own, you know, if that's your own personal opinion, but whenever you do it as a company, you are like then inputting the company into politics. He's like, and that's none of your games, like Ratchet and Clank, you know, all them, they none of them are political messages.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, this is something that you should just stay out of, because at
It's
this
just
point,
pointless
it's going to affect
virtue
your business.
signaling doesn't do anything for. And Andy Chalk, who's a writer at PC Gamer, the place that put I'm almost done with PC Gamer. I mean, they put the PC in PC Gamer, and there's a couple writers on there, namely Andy Chalk, who is someone who said Twitch is sexist, men don't receive abuse online. He's an anti-gamer gator. He's a sympathizer for Arthur Chu and all those guys.
Oh god.
I mean, he's just a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And he made a video, or he wrote an article here about how, and I tweeted it out here. Did they get rid of it? Did they get rid of it? I'm trying to find it. Get some recap.
Well,
I don't see it anymore.
The PlayStation gamer I was talking about, he made a point to where, you know, Insomniac went a period of like 5 years without kind of making mediocre games, you know, like not really getting a lot of praise for their games, and going kind of through a rough patch. You know, he's like, y'all just not got back on track with, you know, had a pretty good, I guess, decent start with like Sunset, and then Sunset Overdrive, and then you made a good Ratchet and Clank, and then now you're making a Spider-Man game. He's like, you would think that it'd be best for y'all to like stay out of this, or as a company. He's like,
I can't
but
find it. I can, and I can't find it. Andy Chalk. Let me go to his. I think it's gone, unless I'm missing something here. Let me go to my tweets where I sent out the link
Rags
here.
tweets it out and it's deleted moments after.
No, I found it. I don't know why it didn't pop up as a search or anything, but I found the article. Because when I go to Andy Chalk, his articles, when it goes to articles by Andy Chalk, it doesn't show up. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. It doesn't. Okay, I found it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's there. It's there.
oh wow. Here's the on Jed. I don't know if y'all are still watching the Jed stream, but apparently somebody saw all of our thing, and one of his followers, he's like, longtime lurker here. He's like, just notice that you upset some manlets. Don't let them get to you. Then he's like, yeah, he goes, it's okay. Things tend to happen. They love to be outraged. And he goes, the other person said, yeah, they were rather easy to trigger.
Really? That's kind of
Yeah.
We're triggered as we're
We're the
laughing
triggered
our
ones.
asses off as we're doing it.
We're the triggered ones.
okay.
No, it just it
We're-
blows my
we're-
We're
mind.
the one who
We've
shut
entered-
down the
we-
stream to followers only. And
We've
all that.
entered that stage and level of stupidity. Well, you didn't trigger me. We triggered you. Like, really?
Yeah.
Like, you shut your stream down because of us, and now you're just like, oh, well, I triggered you guys. Like, I thought it was pretty tame, actually.
I
It
thought it
was
was-
really
we-
tame.
it
We
was
just
very
went in there and
tame.
just shit posted free Kekistan stuff. And that's all it really was. Here's a link in Twitter, Rambo.
Fiddle my commie penis.
Let me know once you have that downloaded.
Let me.
The sensitives are real.
Yeah. Put it to unlisted because it says it's unavailable since you put private.
Unlisted.
Unlisted will keep it from being put on your channel, but it'll let people, whoever you give the link to download it.
Actions. Private. All right, try it now.
Nope.
Unlisted. It said it's private, but
So the private. Okay, let me go look at my videos, and then I'll be able to tell you what the proper.
yeah, because I don't know about listing or anything like that.
If you look at your video manager, like
Yeah.
you should be able to see that video. Well, let mine pull up. Click on the video.
Yeah.
That. So never mind. Don't click on the video.
Actions.
Info and settings. Go to edit where it says edit.
Yeah.
I think it's on info and settings. I think that's where the. Yes. Click on go where it says edit. Go to info and settings, and then right down below it, below your video, you'll see the title, and on the right of that, it'll say public. But yours will say private. Just switch to unlisted.
Yo.
All right.
This is hilarious. Did you guys see this shit? Donald Trump puts out this was
Try it now.
Yep, there it is.
I'm just now seeing this.
download it.
He posted this on the 16th, but I'm just now seeing this. And he said this back in 2014. He says, I hope we never find life on another planet because if we do, there's no doubt that the United States will start sending the money. He's fucking
All right,
right.
you can go
though.
ahead. It's downloaded.
All right.
Too good.
Oh boy.
We'll start sending them bailouts. 3 games.
Yeah, but pretty much, yeah. I mean, that's the way the United States
Let's see if
works.
Jed has tweeted about the stream here.
Sexual assault survey. What gender are you? On other, they put 1999 Ford Focus. What the fuck? Oh my gosh. What? Huh? Can people hear your stream on Discord, or is it only here? No, people can't hear us on
Jed is
Discord.
totally in favor of Nazis getting punched.
Yeah,
Because of course he is. He also tweeted, there's a picture. Sure, the Berkeley protesters could be less violent, and it was a riot. It's not that was a riot, right? This is what the UC system does to peaceful, nonviolent protesters. And he has that one picture of the police officer pepper spraying the people on the ground. That happened, God knows how many years ago.
Yeah.
That one instance of that happening. Because yeah, those are totally comparable. Yeah, Jed is he really is one of those joke SJW types that you hear about. They're real, and he's one of them. Like these people really are. They're real.
Yep.
So there you go. I mean, it's not a joke. He actually is insane.
He has to be dealing with some internal struggles. I mean,
yeah, I think so too. I mean, he's an unsuccessful wannabe on the internet trying to virtue signal and everything he does, and it just doesn't work. I mean, he's been doing this shit here. Let's see how long he's been doing this. Open an incognito window. Since he's had his Twitter since January of 2009, and he is his birthday's in 6 days. But if you want, he's been doing this for 7-8 years basically, just doing reviews and writing articles and this, that, and the other thing. Let's see. He writes for Destructoid because only they would fucking hire him.
Oh man.
Oh, it's. Wait, is he? He's going to Kotaku. Wow. Both Polygon and Kotaku have made me offers. Of course, Polygon and Kotaku would want to hire the shittiest writers I've ever seen. That's why I haven't been on Kotaku in ages.
I remember when Kotaku used to be
April.
pretty good.
No, he says April Fools at the very
okay.
bottom. No.
Yeah, either way, Kotaku, even when Kotaku was getting involved with all the bullshit, like before that, they were pretty good. And then all of a sudden, their politics like was shown, and then it was like, yeah, we don't go to Kotaku anymore.
well, that's what it seems like. A lot of these places are doing. Like they're just. It's almost like that they're. I'm not even convinced that a lot of these sites even. I'm not saying that they don't, but that they actually believe what they're saying. I think that they feel like that they have to. Like it's almost like everybody has to speak out against whatever the big fuss is about in order to. They feel like they got a safe face, but what they're really doing is speaking to the actual just loud minority.
Kekistan, know your meme. Yes, Kekistan is on knowyourmeme.com. Excellent.
It is.
Yeah, because I'm looking for the flag right now. No. Showing results for Pakistan flag. Fuck no, I went Kekistan. I'll find a picture on Twitter here.
Too good.
Now let me see what else was up. Oh, there was I got a message on Steam a while ago. I read the Steam message. I eventually get to reading all the Steam messages, so that's where you can actually almost be assured that I will read your stuff. So let me go here. Go to pictures. Let me scroll a bit. Okay. Via Lunar Miku. Ugh. He said, saw your console beats PC. Absolutely not. Video. Completely agree with what you were saying. I'm a game developer with Source SDK, and I own Node Collective, coming to Greenlight soon. There is much freedom with Steam. Consoles restrict you so much with graphics range and the amount of quality we can place into our game. Thank you for stating this in your videos. I feel as if people do not understand why we devs use PC. Like, okay, he's an entrepreneur. He works hard for his games,
Yeah.
And then I went to his profile, and he's like, I don't believe in capitalism. Like, ugh.
I think capitalism is wrong, even though I'm making money off of you, but it's wrong.
It's like, how do you consolidate that? Ugh. I devote my life to using my talent to create a product that people can give me money for. Also, I don't believe in capitalism. I was like, fuck, man. Normie Jed 05. Let me see what else has been up. But I mean, in terms of let me go back to Destructo really quick. I want to see if he's done anything stupid.
Did he change his Twitter? Is he now Jed Chu?
Jed Chu?
Yeah.
That wouldn't surprise me, but
Yeah, that's the one that pulled up for me too. I was wondering if I was.
Well, I looked for him. He's still Jed05 on Twitter.
Oh yeah, he's Jed05, but
yeah, but when I typed in it wouldn't pop up. It wouldn't autofill.
When you type in Jed05, if you don't type in @Jed05, if you type in just Jed05, the ad is because the name is Jed05, but the ad is Jed Chu.
Well, I'm on his profile right now.
Oh, okay.
It's Jed05 @Jed05.
Oh, I guess we have to. Since
did we get blocked?
Did we get blocked?
Oh yeah, he fucking blocked me.
Oh, I'm blocked. Yeah, definitely.
Oh hell yeah, he's blocked people. He's like JTech at this point. People keep sending me pictures of how he's blocked them.
Oh, speaking of JTech, I actually got blocked by him again.
You did?
Yeah.
Unblocked so that he can send you a picture of I don't know, Mads Mikkelsen or something. I don't know.
The cack wills it.
But let me go into.
That is the best flag ever.
That's a good one, yeah. Open original.
Nah, they are doing a.
Wank, mate.
Jed is actually started a Steam website called Steam Shovelers. Steamshovelers.cool. And that's where a bunch of Steam reviews go, and they're trying to get a review site going for Steam games.
All Steam games.
Yeah. So I'm thinking that maybe I don't know if we can.
And he said it was. I mean that they mean it all Steam games. They said they did 80 reviews last month.
Yep.
80. Holy fuck.
What I want to know is how many people do they have working? Because how do they play 80 games in 1 month?
I don't know.
Are they reviewing games more than likely based on the description?
I don't know. They said they want to do. They said they want to review every single Steam game, and I don't know how they're going to keep up with that.
I don't either.
Steam has a lot of shovelware to it.
Who's gonna do all this?
Jed
Whittaker, and I guess whatever people he's with. I don't know.
Okay. That should be interesting.
Whatever people want to hang out.
Let me guess. They're just gonna type a bunch of fucking 2-3 syllable fucking reviews. That's the only way I can see that.
I guess, but the site's up, so it's out there. It's just I don't know. Editing this flag here. Erase opacity. There we go. Let's make that transparent. Put that on top of. Okay, let's make it a little bit lighter. And put that. All copy. Paste on the doggy. Nah, it doesn't look that good. Discard changes. Oh well. Worth a shot. Let me go to. Let me see if there's anything else that's happening here. They have 11 people. Oh my god. Let me go to because I know they're getting money from it. I think he did a
Patreon. Yeah, he's doing a Patreon.
Let me see how much it's doing. Let's go to Jed Whittaker. Steam shovelers. They make $103 a month, split between 11 people to review every single Steam game.
Yep,
Well,
I see headway going there right there.
I see. Yeah, I see. They're gonna make it. They're gonna make it, man.
So let me do the math here. 103 divided by 11, assuming everyone gets a fair share. So every month you get $9.36.
Woo!
Oh, damn it!
Oh yeah.
See, that's enough to
They
buy.
did 80 reviews. Those 11 people, they did 80 reviews in 1 month.
I'm still wondering how they did 80 full reviews. I mean, they would have had to have clicked.
There's 3 a day between them. That's just under 3 a day.
Each or 3?
Oh, no, they
3.
did 8
Okay, yeah.
reviews a month.
Kuro says apparently Jed has 2 YouTube channels.
Oh, let me check. Jed Whittaker YouTube.
It's just that man's.
Oh shit! All of his videos are like fucking extremely negative in the negatives. Like I'm serious. Like his last video was 2 months ago. It's at 6.45 like ratio, and there are many worse ones.
So like
These are just not...
he's just getting hate naturally. He's doing this to himself.
Well, no, this was like 4 or 5 months ago. He just doesn't make good videos.
And it's just that type. Well, I mean, more than likely, he might be getting hate like that too, because I mean, his videos might have that stupid SJW content in it.
I'm sure that it is. I mean, these are.
I mean, a lot of people. There's a, like I said, they are. I mean, you would think that they're like a majority, like the way that the world's going crazy, but they're really just a loud minority right now, the SJWs. And so
he's. I mean, it's just him, his fat ass in a webcam, and okay. Oh man, look at the oh wow, the first fucking comment on his video. You're a failure, aren't you, cuck? 9 years with a decent amount of content with respectable editing time put into it, and 5.7 thousand subs for 9 years of work. Lol, your Patreon is even funnier. I saw you lost 1/3 of the massive amount, in quotes, of supporters you had. Keep being sensitive. It's as if people don't like SJWs too. Oh, and block me here too. Tuck your tail between your legs, coward, and run off. Damn. But seriously, yeah, please kill yourself, you fat, loose, useless piece of shit. Fuck, this guy. People hate this dude.
No.
People, I don't blame him. I mean, there's nothing good about this guy. I mean, he's everything that you have heard about, imagined as a real person.
He's all the stupidity that you've ever never
wrap
wanted
into one.
Yeah, he is like
And
all
he really is a joke.
He is all of the stupidity that you see SJWs post about, and they turn them into memes. Yeah, he is that embodied into a man, or woman, whatever he refers to.
Yes, I say that's kind of debatable about the man part, but he has the male anatomy, it seems.
Oh boy. Okay, Jed Whittaker is creating ridiculous video game media. 3 patrons, $10 a month.
The shitlord uprising.
I honestly, I have 360 subs. I think that if I started a Patreon, I could get more than $10 a month.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Easily.
Jeff Holiday, he has a Patreon. He only has, when he had like 35,000 subs, he's a little bit bigger than that now, but when he had 35,000 subs, he was making almost $1,000 a month. Just shy of $1,000 a month, because he's engaged with his audience, and he does hangouts, and he has videos, and he has a dedicated following that's getting bigger and bigger. And I mean, if you can be a very small channel, like Top Hats is full time, and his channel is not very big relatively, but he does stuff. He does hangouts, and he does live streams, and I mean, he can support himself doing that.
Yeah.
On his on a channel his size. So I mean, it's not necessarily about your size. It's about, how dedicated and invested your fan base is in wanting to support you, and how you can make connections with them. And he spends a lot of time doing it to get those connections. And so there you go.
Oh yeah, to
Let
those
me
of you
see.
that saw that post that I posted the other day, you guys were asking me if Trump ever actually responded, and that is a no. I sent a tweet to Trump and I asked him about the travel ban, and I said, well, would you consider allowing the Kekistani people in through the borders? And they were like, did he actually like respond? And I'm like, no, I wish he would though.
Oh shit! You guys know deepfreeze.com, right? You know what that is?
I think I've heard of that actually.
Well, deep freeze. Here, let me
Going there
look
now.
here. It is it's like a
Deep freeze cloud.
it's a workstation integrity place. It is a deepfreeze.com is
It goes to like a cloud.
it's about journalism stuff. So what it does is it makes sure that it covers video game journalism and the journalists, and makes sure that they don't have any conflicts of interests and that they don't tell any things that are untrue. I mean, let me see if you go here. It says,
They're like the fact checkers for the.
it says learn about
investigators,
journalistic
okay.
scandals and improprieties and form your own opinion on which journalists and outlets deserve your trust. And Jed Whittaker is listed there. And it turns out he's not exactly squeaky clean.
Oh, damn.
His article, "We Want More Female Heroes and Less Sex Objects," says Teenage Boys, quotes a discredited survey. The survey's numerous flaws include no peer review, very loaded questions, and being taken exclusively over social media with no way to check if the sample truly consisted of the projected demographic of teens who couldn't take the survey without adult consent anyway. The survey's author, too, partially backpedaled on it and admitted it had no claim of academic legitimacy, and only goal of that article was there to start a discussion.
What the
Let me
hell?
see. Unlike others reporting on the survey, Whittaker at least describes the survey as exploratory. Participated in manufacturing the Fire Emblem Fate scandal, claiming in an article that the game featured the quote-unquote gay conversion of a lesbian character via a magic potion. Not only is the translation that he took as a source completely inaccurate, but the character in question only has male romantic supports as opposed to the two actually bisexual characters
Oh
in the
my
game,
god.
which together with the rest of the plot clearly shows the character is not gay. Instead, following different Japanese tropes and the same character archetype of the male character in the previous Fire Emblem faces the same issues, blah, blah, blah. Jed's piece of shit. So,
I can't unsee that.
there you go. We want more female heroes and less sex.
The Rip Harambe or the what he showed you?
Why is
No,
it
I just looked at one of his videos and Jed's in a pink Snuggly Puff shirt. It's just it's just
Like,
one of the
no.
things I can't look away. I have to like force myself because like there's just something that's
Must turn away.
oh
Oh boy. Oh, Jed.
oh my gosh.
Jed, I don't know how you get along with yourself, man. I mean, no one is buying your bullshit. No one. You have such a tiny following. You need 10 other people to get $103 a month. You need 10 other people to do that. Your life is reviewing 80 Steam games a month. Shitty Steam games a month for $100.
How much you want to make a bet? Those 10 people that are with him are the ones that are doing his Patreon, and they're going to be splitting it right back into
they're
themselves.
probably,
That's $100 a day is bad for me. So I don't know how he gets along with $100 a month. That's ridiculous.
Well, no, 110 because remember he has that $10 from the other Patreon.
Oh yeah, that's right. He doesn't have and he doesn't have to split that with the
No. So
with
he's
the
getting
others.
about $19 a month now. Damn it!
Oh, that's true. That's true. And
I mean,
considering he puts
he's moved up
he
another
puts-
tax bracket now.
he clearly puts mooch levels of time into this. So
Yeah.
there you go.
I would say Mooch was probably more of a profiting margin than this guy is, tell you the truth.
Probably. Someone tweeted me a comment. Resolution doesn't make graphics better. Uncharted 4 still looks better than Rise of the Tomb Raider at 4K.
Huh?
Okay.
Yeah, that's as far as that goes, actually. I don't, yeah.
Well, what? Huh?
Yeah, just go with it.
Well, I mean, I will agree that I think that there's parts of Uncharted 4 that look better than Rise of the Tomb Raider, but like, what is it? Like, resolution doesn't make games look better?
Yep, that's what was said. Yep.
Oh God!
Yep.
Like, what the?
Just let it go.
I
Let it
can't. Like, there's.
go.
Oh
Let
man,
it go.
no, because these people vote. Like there's a problem. They're allowed to reproduce.
All right, so
Ugh.
this guy said, but basically someone was talking about, the perception of Muslims and things like that. I said, well, maybe if Muslims stopped blowing shit up, we would have a better perception of them. And so this guy said, hey, don't say that, blah, 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 blah. This guy said, for the majority of them, it's not their fault. They are just weak and some shitheads try to recruit them on the internet or IRL. So I said, that sounds pretty bigoted, my dude. Ever hear of the soft bigotry of low expectations? Because, he says, someone asked what's bigoted about it. And I explain, saying it's not their fault removes their agency as human beings. And Wizard of Cause says, who's recruiting? Then you have to ask, who is recruiting them anyway?
And you're right. Yeah.
He's saying who attacked Iraq, who attacked Afghanistan, who destroyed Libya. Okay. The U.S. was supposed to establish democracy, which it did, actually. You know what? Let's stop here. I don't want to stop watching your video. Just be careful with words, please. It's like, no, I said exactly what I meant to say. All right?
You have every right to say it, though. That's where people are.
I said exactly.
It would be one thing, Rags, if you were to say that and you're incorrect, but you're not.
Yeah. Because he actually misquoted me. He said that don't say that Muslims always blow things up. And I said, I didn't say that.
That's just misunderstanding right there on his part,
that's just
not yours.
You not even quoting me right. I mean, it's in text right above you. You can even highlight it and copy it. There's no excuse for that.
Well, I mean,
actually, someone is if you were Ghost Recon Wildlands beta. If someone has keys, I would like one. Let me guess. Yes, I would like a beta key for it because the game looks very uninspired and boring. So actually, I would love to play it.
I just passed one out in the chat. That's the only one I had. But if I had known, I would have just sent you one.
That's right. I'll get it from someone else because I think you get a certain amount of keys if you sign up for something.
Well, so I mean, I'm supposed to get one, but I haven't got one yet. So if you don't get one by the time I get mine, then I'll let you have it or whatever. But this is kind of like the thing that I was talking about, how somebody Trump can do something and they'll twist it to make it look bad.
Yeah.
But somebody just posted that Trump's thinking about turning this countering violent extremism division into countering Islamic extremism, and kind of focusing on the Islamic extremism and trying to figure out how to deal with that problem.
Well, yeah.
And it says thereby removing white supremacist groups from its purview.
Well, yeah, because they don't do anything.
Yeah, so they're like trying to make it look like that Trump's like for the white supremacists, but I'm like going, okay, so when's the last time you heard white extreme like the KKK do anything?
Yeah, I mean,
when's the last time you heard the Islamic extremism do anything? That kind of
the Southern Poverty Law Center, which is a shitty organization that should have no support at all. They only say the KKK has about globally 3,000 members. So,
and I'm gonna guess that the Islamic extremism have more than 3,000 members.
Oh yeah,
just a wild guess. Yeah.
I mean, Ben Shapiro did a fantastic video about, and it's not just whenever you start the conversation, you have to also differentiate between what you call an extremist or what you call a radical.
Yeah.
Because when you go to the popular opinions and attitudes of these countries, then it's pretty fucking awful. While the people who actually commit physical terrorist actions are in the minority, it's actually the majority of the world's Muslim population that does support Sharia and honor killings and stonings and death for apostasy and all these disgusting barbaric ideas. So that's part of it too, because a Muslim majority country is a shithole.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's just once they have the power to I mean, Muslim or Islam is not just a religion; it's political in nature.
Yes.
So I mean, you can't separate. I mean, true Islam cannot be separated from politics. I mean, it was designed to be intertwined with it.
And that's one good argument for why politics and religion should never mix, because that would happen with other
It also has
religions as well.
It has a lot to do with not so much the religion itself, more than it does the people. And I'll give
religion
you,
is its people.
Right. Well, let me give you an example. Okay, so Utah, I have a friend that just moved there. She's an atheist. She went there to find herself, I guess you'd say. Ended up moving into an all Mormon area, and what I mean by all Mormon is, well, that entire city that she was living in is 100% Mormon. And if you don't believe in anything that you believe with the community, they will try their best to ostracize you out. But they do it through passive terms, obviously. Now, I've heard about this through other people that have lived out there, and it's anybody who can dominate with their religion and have that sort of following with people. They will find ways within their own echo chamber to justify the wrongdoings that they do onto other people. They'll consider them outsiders. They'll chastise them out of the groups of where they're at, of their non-believers. And that's pretty much Islam in a nutshell. Islamic people, you get your few here that, in the U.S. that are just trying to make it day by day, that are actually innocent people. But I guarantee you, if Islam was the majority religion in this country, I bet you they will support or try to support all the bullshit that would be going on, say, like in Iran. They say now that they're not for it, right? But you get a majority number here, and I bet you if they're empowered, guess what? The tone of that changes. The dynamics change. The control changes. It goes right back to square one of what we were all trying to fight against in the first place.
And remember, the Southern Poverty Law Center, they have Majid Nawaz on their list of anti-Muslim extremists.
Who the fuck is that?
You don't know?
No.
All right. Well, I'll link it in the chat, and I'll link it in the Discord on
The Atlantic. He's anti-Muslim?
No, he's a Muslim reformer. He's a Muslim reformer who he used to be an extremist. He used to be an extremist who fought with a terrorist organization, and he got caught and they got sent to prison. And when he got out, he became one of the world's largest attempted reformers of Islam. You can't be violent, can't be political, nothing like that. Basically, good Islam, pretty much, trying to bring it into the modern ages. And he doesn't like violence or anything like that. He's anti-Sharia law. He's a really good guy. And
okay.
The SPLC, of course, has him listed as an anti-Muslim extremist group. Of course, they don't even have. They have. They have terrorists. Let's see. I don't think the Muslim Brotherhood isn't on their list. I mean, the SPLC is ridiculous. They're insane. They have Ayan Hirsi Ali is on there. No way.
I've heard of that though. That person.
Maybe I'm reading this wrong. There's no way. Ayan Hirsi Ali, SPLC. Oh my God, they do. They have Ayan Hirsi Ali on their list of anti-Muslim extremists.
Still?
Holy fuck. Ayaan Hirsi Ali is a Somali-born human rights activist and former Dutch MP. An ex-Muslim atheist, is a vocal critic of such hardline and fundamentalist Islamic practices such as female genital mutilation, which she herself had to endure, and honor killings, and is a strong advocate for women's rights in the Islamic world, and who she maintains are among the most oppressed women in the world. So, of course, the SPLC would have her as an anti-Muslim extremist because she's a dirty bigot who wants women to be able to have rights.
Wow. And see, it's shit like that that feminism should be trying to strive to be like, not fucking, yeah, yep, come on in, kill us all. That'd be good. Let's do it.
Henry, holy shit. Here's a Henry Kissinger quote. Before the Freedom of Information Act, I used to say at meetings, quote, the illegal we do immediately, the unconstitutional takes a little longer, end quote. Laughter in brackets. But since the Freedom of Information Act, I'm afraid to say things like that. Fuck, man. WikiLeaks is everyone should be following WikiLeaks, man.
Oh
There's
yeah.
some
Oh yeah.
like they were just a moment ago. I read that it was Democratic strategist Bob Burkle, I think. Is that his name?
Probably.
Democratic let me go to this here. But basically, he called for the assassination of Julian Assange after the Clinton leaks. Yeah, Democratic strategist Bob Beckel, now at CNN, called for Julian Assange to be assassinated after the Clinton cable leak. Ooh, boy. Awesome.
Gotta
One of
love that
the
free speech.
Democratic, I guess they're looking for a new chair, new chairman for the Democratic Convention, the DNC.
Yeah, because the
And
last one didn't work out.
Sally Brown, I don't know if you've heard of her. She's a white woman, and she's up there.
Yeah.
It's her job to shut the white people down.
I mean, they're so out of touch. They're so fucking out of touch with reality. That's why the Justice Democrats thing is trending with Kalinsky and Sargon and all these guys. It's
Too good.
It's just sad. I mean,
that's why you lose. That's why you lose. That's why you're going to keep losing. Yeah, well, they can. Yeah.
You know, that's the thing though. Is like during I guess like when Romney lost. Well, Romney didn't lose. He lost last term, right? Well, who's the one that lost again in 2008?
McCain.
Yeah, okay, McCain. But after he lost, and then they got Romney. They were basically saying that the Republican Party's done.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's over. They don't really have a candidate to come back and like fight against, you know, what the Democratic Party has. The Democratic Party was, you know, they were beholden. They thought they were like in power for a while. They were just resting on, they had control.
Yeah.
And the win from Donald Trump has seriously sent them into a tailspin.
The Democrats in the United States are at the weakest position in government that they've been in since the 20s. There are only 5 states in the U.S. that has a Democratic majority legislature and governorship. Only 5.
Are you surprised
Wow.
though?
No, not at all.
Neither am I.
But for some reason that they still feel that that this narrative that they speak is what the majority of Americans want. I like all the numbers that are out there like speak against you.
Well,
Democrats have never been more out of touch with this country than what's
They are
shown.
now.
Than they are now. Yeah, they've always been somewhat, you know, for the people, tried to work things out, you know, as far as like looking out for our best interest. Now they're a joke. They're not there for us anymore. They're there for themselves more than anything. So it's like, I don't know why they think that they're so relevant to this day. I mean, it blows my mind. And another example of like the fake news type thing is there's a site called Reuters Top News. oh boy.
It's actually verified. And then there's a Reuters Top News that is like a parody account. And whenever the mosque shooting up in Canada happened, they came out and said it was these two people. That was actually two YouTubers.
What?
Well, it was the Reuters, the parody site. So I mean, it was kind of like them joking around.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
The
they
damn
listed
news-
two YouTubers.
Yeah, the damn news ran with the damn story. They thought that was Reuters. They didn't even look to see if it was a parody account. I'm like, and you wonder why nobody trusts you. Like, it
Jesus
blows my
Christ.
mind.
They actually.
Yes, they ran with it, and I mean, I can only imagine these two YouTubers were, and because I put their Twitter handles in there, so I can only imagine they were getting like tons of hate from the left, just going crazy, and they're probably sitting back going, "What the fuck just happened? Like, what? Killed somebody in a mosque? What the hell?" It blows. I mean, like media is. I mean, we're basically they're just more of the liberal base. It's just they're out of touch. They're out of touch with like what their jobs are even at this point. I mean, they don't know what. It's like almost like they just have no idea what to do. So their job is like now just to like basically do anything and everything.
It's all about misguiding and dividing. That's all they're doing. They're pushing false narratives to make sure that we never come together. And it's working. It's gonna work too.
It is, but what's sad is like that whenever these people like obviously do the fake news, they run with the story that's completely false, or like especially whenever they tweet from a damn, or they run with the story that's come from a parody site that you don't even have to research it. It actually says in their description, this is a parody site. Nothing is real here. When they do this, how do these people that support these these regular citizens they retweet these articles and feed their mentality off of them? How can these people? I mean, are these people that far gone to where when they see this, they can't go?
Is that
real?
real?
These people really are like feeding me a bunch of bullshit just to give me an agenda. Like I don't get it. Like your logic should tell you, yeah, there's something wrong here.
Oh, absolutely.
But they completely ignore it.
Yep. Because fuck common sense, right?
It's a declining thing more and more.
That's why we call it the regressive left, because they used to carry pretty heavy power. They used to, right? And they actually knew their shit. Now it's like fucking CNN, CBS is taking over, and it's not even the good parts; it's the bad parts. Like,
see, I consider myself more of a liberal, but more of like the classical liberal.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of people.
In the sense of the word, and it's just to me, it's almost like the Republican Party has became the liberal base, and the liberal base has become this thing
of SJW mixed with social justice.
I don't even really know what to call that glob of shit over there, but that's what they. It's really weird. It's almost like I never thought I'd say, because I mean, back when the Tea Party was happening, I was thinking, great, and here we go, like the huge, the very far right, like pretty much the alt right. I mean, I don't think they're really actually the alt right, but probably maybe as close to their extreme right wing views that the Tea Party had.
Yeah.
I was thinking, great, here we are. We're like polar opposites now. We have like the Tea Party, and then we have like the far liberals. But the Tea Party kind of went away, and I mean they're still there, but not like nothing like they were. But it's almost like they just kind of all shifted to the left a little bit, and the actual liberals have actually just fallen completely off the damn spectrum. Like they're just gone, and the only people that are left is basically the Republicans at the center. I would call them almost basically center left at this point, because they don't really have like the staunch conservative views. It doesn't seem like anymore. I mean, there's still some that do, but not for the majority.
Yeah.
It seems like they've toned their rhetoric down a whole lot to make sense more to the common person.
Yeah.
which I never thought I'd actually see happen after the Tea Party came out. But and the left is just gone. It's just weird. I never thought especially after seeing like the crap that happened with the last two elections. It was just kind of like the right just kind of got shat on over and over again. And
Yeah.
so, I mean, it was really kind of weird to go see it from that paradigm to this. It's just,
You're right, though. It's like, what the hell's going on? What are these
Yeah.
people thinking? Like, I'm still trying to figure out where these morons came from. They couldn't have come from the internet. These kind of like all reek. I want to say, I would like to say education, but private schools nowadays you can't really sit there and say it's good education, especially when your feelings are sheltered like that. So I mean, this is why public schools are important. The idea that disagreements is criminal nowadays is just absolutely absurd to me, and that's kind of where the Democratic Party went. It's like, you disagree with me, then you're obviously a racist. It's like, what?
yeah, they've made that. They've made that.
Like, since
there's
when
no-
has that
there's
ever
no such
been
thing
a
as-
thing, right? Like,
There's no such thing as disagreement anymore.
yeah, it's sad. It's really sad. I mean, I've never like thought I would ever live in a time where this shit exists. Like, I never thought this shit would have existed. If you would have told me years ago that this shit was happening, I would have been like, yeah, right, that's not gonna happen. No way. It's impossible. People aren't that stupid. Ho ho! But we're here to prove you wrong, sir, because on contrary is what you're saying, they are that stupid, and you're welcome. It's like, oh, fuck.
No, because even back in the day with Obama, and you had the extreme right making all those crazy accusations that led him to like basically Hitler and I mean all these weird little things. If you disagreed with them and actually showed them kind of proof or whatever, they would actually have a conversation with you.
Yeah.
They wouldn't shut you down and like just block you immediately. It's the shift has been so dramatic.
I've debated hardcore right wingers that so right wing that they're fucking like they're 2 steps from being a KKK member that were able to see some sort of resolve in my points, and they're like, oh, okay, well, I didn't know that, stuff like that. This left side though, this left side's like, oh yeah, if we had a gun, we'd shoot you. I'm like, whoa, holy shit.
Well, they've actually called, like a lot of them have called for action, like called for violence towards Trump supporters. Like it's just
please.
like while
Really?
they're just out and about, if they see them, to hit them.
Bring it on,
It's like-
bitches.
It just blows my mind. I don't know. I never thought I'd get to a day to see this in the political sphere of America. We've always been able to have political discourse,
Yeah.
and these days you just can't. The only way you can do it now is through your YouTube channel, or to where you're not face to face with somebody, because you're never face to face with just one.
That's crazy shit. I never
Yep.
thought these days would ever exist, tell you the truth. I never
No,
thought
I'm just hoping I'm hoping they get better. Actually,
I hope
I
I hope this is the last generation that this happens with. Like, I really do. I don't want this to be a trending thing every year that somebody gets dumber and dumber.
no.
So
But just actually looked here, but it looks like Tony Hawk is actually making a new Pro Skater game.
oh boy.
But
I hope not with Activision.
he is not making it with Activision.
Oh, good. They fucked up the last one. They didn't even fix it.
Yeah, so he apparently listened to the people's reviews or critiques of him and decided I'm not letting Activision have my brand.
Good. Because they fucked him last time. Shaner bought that on launch day. He pre-ordered
Oh
it.
wow.
He was really,
I'm sorry.
well, we thought it was going to be awesome. We figured,
Yeah, well, it's Pro Skater.
Yeah, it's Pro Skater, right? It can't be a bad game, right? Wrong. Broken.
Yeah, and Activision never came. I think they finally fixed it, but it took
Did
a
they?
long. Yeah, from what I understand now, I mean it's fixed for the most part, not completely, but from what I've been told, it's fixed. That
Is it at least playable now?
Yeah, that
Like,
it's playable.
'cause I know there's some
Um,
game-breaking bugs that were going on in there, and they like, I mean, the last I heard anything, they were like pretty much telling the consumers to go fuck themselves.
Yeah, actually, there's been some people that's posted. I mean, since that news came out or whatever, that people are saying that, like, talking about that, and they were saying that they did go back and fix it for the most part. Like, so now that they're not, it's not all fixed, but they said it's playable. So I haven't played it yet because I mean, once I was actually going to buy that. That was one of the ones I was buying day one, and luckily I decided against it at the last minute, and then all that kind of crap happened. I never actually went out and picked it up, but I still haven't actually picked it up from my collection. I'm actually looking for a good like a really cheap used copy because I just doubt now after all the negative shit that I actually go back and play it. And you know what somebody did to me?
What?
No.
I ordered, of course I collect games, so I just buy them off of eBay, and I'm never gonna play them.
Right.
So I bought this, and I always look on eBay because, like, when you buy a used game, what I definitely will never buy like a used game online from like GameStop because you might get the black box, you might get like a box that's all tore up, and or the artwork that's gone or something. I don't know. So I never do that from there because they don't tell you if it's there or not. So on eBay, one of the ways to, it's not really a requirement, but if people really want to sell it used, then you kind of like list out what it has, and then people will, then people can make that decision. Well, this person, he's going to get a kind of a bad review from me. But he's listed out these two games had the original case, the original artwork, and then obviously if any codes were inside, then they were probably used or whatever. But that part I didn't care about. So the games came today, and I'm putting them on my shelf and going through there, and I go to put one on there, and I'm like, it doesn't. Wait, what's wrong with it? So I start looking at it, and my artwork is sticking up above the plastic wrapping, the outside plastic wrapping of the case, and I'm like going, something ain't right. What's going on? And so I'm looking more and more at the case, and it ends up being a damn Blu-ray case. So he listed it saying it had the original case, but he felt that since it's a PlayStation 4 game, that the person wouldn't notice or maybe even care because he put it in a Blu-ray case, which is blue, but the size difference is different. So it wasn't fitting on my shelf the same as everything else, and it looked weird to me. So my OCD wouldn't allow me to keep it on there. So I actually it was actually kind of funny because I ran up to GameStop. This is before that I read that article. I ran up to GameStop and asked him, I told him, I was like, I collect games, and told him what happened. He's like, oh yeah, they sent you a Blu-ray case. I'm like, yep, that's pretty much what they did. And so he didn't actually have a spare blue case, but he went to the back and got a black case, swapped out Just Cause 3 inside of his drawer, and gave me the blue case. But after that, it's kind of like, now, like, do I just trust that they actually have the original case? It's just, that bothers me, like, because you don't need to put on the other original case if you don't have it.
Right.
That's important to people. Me in particular, but
hey, everybody's got like I'm a collector, so I get it. I mean, you want your shit.
Yeah, and I mean, I want it to all be uniform. That's the reason why I really like collecting the things, because like it all looks good on the shelf because it's all uniformed in color and size, and the lines on the PS4 area, like where it says PS4, is all in a line. So it works for me now. I mean, I do like the fact like the Xbox One cases are the size of Blu-ray cases, but they're green. So I mean, I couldn't, if something happened, I couldn't swap out one of the cases for that. I mean, I could size wise, but not color wise. So it would bother me.
Yeah.
And I figured out today like that I'm way behind on my collection because I think I have close to maybe 185 games, I think.
Yeah.
And there's a guy that doesn't. I mean, he doesn't even actually have them all, but he's at 356. So I'm like, man, I got my work cut out for me. So when taxes come, I'm actually thinking
Goodbye
I'm
taxes.
yeah, well, I'm trying to debate because, like, right now, my wife has given me permission to buy a 4K TV for just me, like the HDR TV, like a smaller one, because, like, maybe a 40 some inch, a PS4 Pro, and PSVR, and then of course a few games or whatever. So I'm thinking, well, I already have, a TV. I have a PlayStation 4 Slim. I don't have the PSVR, which is kind of sucky. But if I skip those three, then, that's a lot of money I could put towards used games. And I could buy it. Because, I mean, there's a couple of games I have to spend $100 to $200 on each. Because they were limitedly released.
Yeah.
And so, therefore, now they're not being released anymore. So now people are hiking the price of them up and selling them.
Naturally.
Yeah, so like Gravity Rush Remastered, it was an Amazon-only game. And I didn't know this. For the longest time, it was like $30. And I was like, okay, well, I'll get it. I keep forgetting about it. And I was actually planning on getting it that Friday when I got paid. And I was thinking, okay, well, I'll just get it, whatever. Well, then, lo and behold, like, I guess they ran out of stock, like, on a Tuesday or something like that. And immediately, those things hit eBay at $300. And I'm like, wow, this is going to suck. It's going to suck trying to explain to my wife I got to spend $300 on a damn video game.
Good luck with that.
But luckily, it's dropped down to 120, I think, now. And I can get by with that because I've spent before like 130 to get a Japan import over. So I can get by with spending 120 on it, and she won't freak out. But 300, I couldn't. It would take a lot of convincing. A lot of dishes and a lot of laundry. So
yeah, you might have to suck her dick a few times.
Yeah, something. Rambo is a feminist? Oh, God, no.
Feminist confirmed. Fembot confirmed.
Oh, yeah, there was a guy. You just said white privilege, Rusty. Oh, God, this is funny. This black friend of mine tweeted out today. I think that this is an example of that privilege. And there was a white guy that got arrested by somebody up in New Jersey. And he had like 617 bricks of heroin. And
Jesus.
Yeah, this guy has been like, has a rap sheet the size of, whatever. I mean, it's huge amounts of fucking heroin, just loads and loads of heroin each time he gets caught. And the news reported that he took a plea deal, and he's going to go to rehab, and he basically gets 6 months deferred sentence. But if he messes up during his, rehab or whatever, then he gets the prison sentence. So he's like, that's privilege. And I'm like going, no, that's called snitching. I was like, sorry to say, but there's no person, no matter what color of your skin is, gets caught with that much heroin that gets off with 6 months without giving up something.
Yeah. It's
Like,
called working with the DA, man.
Yeah, that's what we call in America snitching. Like, it has nothing to do with privilege or the color of his skin. They're just not going to put on there, well, hey, this guy snitched out to everybody, because they don't want a bunch of him
that
killed.
Guy's gonna die. That guy would die.
They want him alive so that way he can testify.
Yeah. And then he dies afterwards, so that's usually how that works.
I mean, they don't care once what happens to him afterwards.
Yeah, he's fucked up his life already, and the DA doesn't really care at that point. That's crazy shit, though. Like, he actually said that was privilege.
Yeah, I'm like going, if you're going to use an example, at least use a logical one.
Let it be accurate and factual. Jesus.
Everybody knows that no matter what, like, there's no... Your drug charges of that magnitude
are going to be dropped so simply.
Not down to that for just simply being white. If that was the case, there'd be no white people in jail for drugs.
Ever.
Yeah, it'd be like, oh, 6 months, don't worry about it. You're white. But obviously, if he
Stupid.
has that much drugs, then he had a connection to a higher up. Or, well, like I said, he had. Now the government has.
Too good. Some people, man, they just think the highest of white people, don't they? Like,
Yeah, that it blows my mind, and they call us the racist.
Yeah, LifeWire's gamer just said people are embracing Muslims in U.S. except the racist.
Oh God!
stupid people.
I'm going through
I've
his
tried-
tweets. It's pretty bad.
I've tried my best to explain that to people that Muslim has nothing to do with the race. Well, yeah, it does because they're brown. I was like, so you're saying all Muslims are brown? Like, doesn't that make you a racist? Because by your definition, of course, but because I know a bunch of white people that are Muslims.
Yeah.
Like it, I don't think that the color of your skin determines if you're a Muslim or not. And that Charles Schumer, that Senate Minority Leader or whatever,
Yeah, Chuck Schumer.
what was funny is he in 2015 was like calling for a stricter immigration policy to where people were paused or whatever at like entering our country, where they wasn't allowed to enter our country for 90 to 120 days, because we need to crack down on Islamic terrorism. Well, then Trump does it, and now he's at the airport giving a press conference crying, talking about it just mean-spirited.
Like, how can you beg for something and then...
Yeah, that's
Oh
the
my
crazy
gosh.
thing. I mean, there's video of him doing both, but yet somehow people still take this guy seriously. I just...
Oh boy. Special kind of retards. People are special, sir. Special snowflakes have a place in this world, believe it or not. Anything in gaming news at all? Or no?
I'm searching like while we're talking. I mean, there's a lot of Sony business. I mean, it seemed like Sony. I don't know what caused like all of a sudden at this time of night, Sony news to come out. But it looks like, did you hear about the Sony? It's not gaming, but Sony pictures. They had to take like a $975 million write-off.
What?
Yeah, they lost. I guess because of how much money they've lost.
I can't take any more of LiveWire's feed.
I don't know how you can even sit on that, because that's
Livewire.
Do it. Oh, can't do it.
Oh yeah, that was like I was on the podcast with Kids Move. Let's Talk Game podcast.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Oh no, it's actually, I mean, Kids Move is actually pretty.
I like
He's not the same as what he is inside on his Twitter, but he brought in, because of what we were saying, he brought in Dealer Gaming, and I don't know if you know who Dealer Gaming is, but he's I wish Rags could have been there to come in, because he had a lot of PC talking, like how he likes to
Dealer
Gaming, yeah.
Yeah.
He likes to act like he's like this real knowledgeable person or whatever, and he was talking about, like, he got into I don't know, somehow got into the fact that how PS4 fanboys are just like the worst, and like there's no bad side to the Xbox guys. I'm like going, do you think it could possibly be that since you're the Xbox guy, you're not going to see Xbox fanboys comment on your thing about how you should die and everything? He's like, no, that's just
like I would say that Xbox has the more toxic of the two communities.
I would too. And when did the Xbox guys ever like threaten to rape somebody? I'm like going, he's talking about the thing. I'm like going, it's like, you do realize that on the Rise of the Tomb Raider, I was like, that could have been PS4 guys or PC guys, because they were both being shafted for the Xbox One. I said the No Man's Sky could have been PC guys versus or PS4 guys because they were both. It was it was going to both games. That's like there's no guarantee of who it was. I said, but whenever it come to like the Xbox Master Chief or Halo Master Chief Collection, I said that dude got death threats, and I said the only people it could be was the Xbox guys because there's no other people, no other platform that game was coming to. It was like, and then you had the guy pissing on a PlayStation 4. I said, then I mentioned Live Wires. And I was like, that dude is just toxic all by himself. And he was like, well, no, they're just not. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. You can't see these people, the fanboys are just fucking blind on both sides. They're just like, they refuse to see.
Right.
And then I've had several discussions now, Rags, with Cervantes.
Oh God.
I think I recall that. Yeah, I think I recall that name because Cervantes is a name that kind of stands out.
Fringy did a debate on him, or not a debate on him, but a video on him.
But let me go to Fringy.
I don't know if he actually listed out his name and his title or whatever, but it was one of the ones like another. I don't. He was shitting on
console fanboy doesn't know anything about PC gaming.
Well, I'm not sure if because Cervantes was talking about PC gamers begging for.
Oh no, that's John Kill. Okay, because they're all retarded. So I gotta see.
But Cervantes, like they post. There was some video or like Neo, the game Neo. I guess a developer or somebody did a live stream of it, and so. There was PC guys coming in there going, "Is this game coming to PC? Because if so, I would buy it right now."
Which game? Which game again?
It's called Neo, Nioh. It's
Oh, I know. It's like a Souls
like
Japanese game.
okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Dark Souls.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like Dark Souls.
Okay. Yeah, I think.
Well, what's it called? They were. I mean, it was a bunch of comments like, "Is this game coming to PC? I would love it if this game came to PC. Can you please, can you please consider, one day coming, sending this to PC?" And they were like, PC fanboys just are the most toxic. They're elitist, and I'm like going. I replied to him like going, "You do realize that none of those comments are begging or elitist, like just simply." Fucking asking for a game or asking if a game is coming to PC does not mean begging or how do these people fucking go to McDonald's?
Demand their food.
Can I have a large number 9?
You can't ask. Well, you can't ask for it because if you ask for the large number 9, then
you're begging.
Like you're begging, and you're being hateful or elitist. You think you're better than the person that you're asking, and I'm like. Their arguments are so odd to it. It's just, I can understand. I mean, I understand there's some PC guys that are just assholes or whatever, and that like talk shit about the game or whatever just because it's not coming to PC. But fine, go after those guys because those guys deserve
I couldn't
it.
name any. I couldn't name any.
Well, no, I mean, I've seen it. I don't even. I couldn't tell if those guys were actually PC
That's
guys
because they're not relevant. But still, they
or
still
if they're actually PC guys, just doing that. But I mean, you have the fringe people that are just fucking idiots, but they're very quiet group. I mean, you have to actually either go looking for them or just happen across them in a video.
Yeah.
They're not anything like the Xbox or the PlayStation guys. But I'm like going, if you want to go after those people, fine, go after them. I mean, you'll have a fun time searching for them because I mean they're very far and few between. But simply going after somebody because hey, is this coming to PC? Like, what do you get out of that? Like, how does that say that you're begging or you're desperate or you're somehow, I guess, asking for Neo means the PC platform has no games. You have to stoop down to ask for a console game.
I hate to tell these people, but like Koei does PC work. They do bring their games to PC, so it might actually happen. They may not even have to
it might actually eventually happen. It's a very good possibility.
Yeah. So I don't know what the deal is. What's the problem?
I mean, why do you not want these games to go to other gamers? I mean, they always talk if we're going to talk about anti-consumer. I mean, that's you literally don't want other gamers to play a game. I mean, that's awful.
Yeah, because that's what they're celebrating.
Someone asked if I thought Last of Us 2 was going to come to PC. I wouldn't be surprised either way.
I don't
it's still
think
like a year and a half away.
Last of Us 2, I don't think will actually consciously picking up the ball and creating a Sony store on the PC side and creating that. Or allowing you to buy a PC port or a PC version of their exclusives, which would be a great idea. I think it would definitely
that would be fantastic.
Could you imagine?
I mean, how big of a leap is it really to take a console game and put on PC?
It's not that big at all.
I know it's not a huge
But could
deal.
you imagine? Now, people have played Halo. PC gamers have played some Halo back in the day, back whenever that they were on there.
Oh hell yeah!
And they played some Gears, and PC gamers for the most part. I mean, unless you've bought a PlayStation, haven't played a ton of PlayStation games.
Yeah.
So could you imagine like how much sales that they would have just right out of the gate? They would make a shit ton of money just day one.
Yeah. And it depends on how much. I mean, they said themselves that. Well, no, they were the ones who said that the PC was competing with the PS4.
Right.
And I don't know how true that is. I mean, I don't know. I mean, of course, I get comments all the time about people who are going to PC, but I don't
right
know
now.
how,
I mean, if
I
you
don't know how
look
many
at it,
people do.
PC and PS4 are the two biggest platforms.
Yeah. So I just don't know how much they. I don't know.
I don't know how much some of these console gamers really understand how game genres work and how series works that are dead and they stay and they keep their relevance. The majority market share has always carried these dead trilogies throughout their lifespan in one fashion or another. So like PC, for instance, we can emulate, right? A lot of those games that were on, say, the PS2 or the PlayStation 1 have inspired people, because, people actually, like companies, for instance, take part in forums, believe it or not, and they see that there's a demand for it. And they see that there's people, a game's buzzing around that people want. So, I mean, I don't know how these people think that the games last long, but it definitely doesn't rely on sales. That's not the first thing that comes to mind. You look at old games like Disgaea, right? Like, if anybody remembers Disgaea, it first came out on the PS2.
Is that how you say it?
Disgaea's on PC.
It's on PC because everybody wanted it on PC.
I always called it Disgaea.
And that was mainly due to people fucking emulating it on the PlayStation.
Apparently.
So to let out your inner weeb.
Right? It wasn't, and you know what's funny is on consoles, it wasn't that big of a hit. Like, it had its community, it had its cult following, like me, but like, it wasn't huge. Now you go to PC, and look at how many fucking reviews is that? That's a ton of reviews, and it's selling well. And in fact, the first one sold so well they released the second one to the PC.
Yeah, and it's got extremely good reviews on Steam.
Mm-hmm. So, like, I don't know why these people think that, it's not relevant for PC gamers to want something, especially if it means that the series of the game can be saved on PC and it can be fucking experienced by everybody. So it's a good thing for more people to get their hands on these games.
It is. I mean, I can understand like them not wanting to see the game like appear on like say the Xbox, because I mean then
Why?
I'm not saying that it makes 100% sense. I'm saying as far as like their mentality.
Oh, okay.
I can see why they wouldn't want it to appear there. But when it comes to the PC, like you're all the time saying nobody cares about the PC. I don't give a shit about the PC.
Yeah, you hear it all the time,
PC's irrelevant. PC doesn't matter to console gamers. If PC doesn't matter so much, then what's it gonna hurt if the game is there?
Why are your game franchises being saved by the PC platform?
But I mean, why does it matter even if the game franchise even shows up on the PC? If it doesn't matter, I mean, then
why don't? Yeah,
it's
exactly.
irrelevant.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, exactly. If it's irrelevant, why talk about it? Right.
Yeah, I don't understand. Obviously, you're worried about something if you are constantly talking about these PC guys. Like there's something I don't know why you're worried about it. To me, I don't know. I mean, a lot of these franchises, like the Resident Evil, I'm not going to say like I would never say like the PC because I mean, if you look at like sales wise of it, PlayStation has definitely been like the go to, place for the Resident Evil franchise. But after all the different bad shit that it's gone through, I would say that the fact that it's on all three platforms and being able to not only rely on one platform for their numbers to meet their numbers is what made it capable of making Resident Evil 7.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just to the, I don't know. I don't understand like why. I mean, the only thing I can understand like about anybody not really wanting but thinking that those kind of should be off limits or up to Sony completely would be first party games. Because to me that means Sony went out, spent their money for their game to be put on their platform, which that makes sense. Well,
yeah, that's investments.
That's entirely theirs. But whenever you've just only basically published a game, then why not publish that on more than one platform so that way you get more money from that? It's definitely, I mean, because none of these let's be honest, like the only system sellers that, as far as exclusives go, that Sony actually has are their first party titles, the actual ones that they've made and published.
Yeah.
These other ones that they've published, like Neo and all that, those aren't system sellers. Those are just games that, a genre that some people like. They're never going to be a big time seller. So why not put it on the PC? It's relatively probably pretty cheap in comparison after you've already built the game just to port it over there. Why not put it on there and maybe sell another couple 100,000 copies? I don't see how that would hurt anything.
And it wouldn't.
And it seems like that these gamers that quote unquote hardcore PlayStation gamers would be able to see that, because then you would get that then Sony would actually have more money for these other first party games that they love so much but don't play.
I don't understand the whole idea behind the anti part. That I don't understand. Why is that such a thing? They don't, and a lot of these guys don't seem to understand that licensing, sometimes if the company forgets about it, guess what? It expires. So yeah, you have developers and publishers, but imagine what happens to your favorite game franchise if the licensing runs out in, say, like 10 years time or 20 years time. You see it all the time. It's just going to be revitalized by the PC platform later. And a good example of this, actually, Rambo, is look at the Dreamcast games. The last Dreamcast game, I shit you not, was developed last year. Can you believe it?
Still?
It was last year. It was the last game that they developed. And that was because it was a sought-after platform who had a very strong community base behind it. And it was a shmup. That was one of the biggest things that Dreamcast was known for, was shmups, and that's like one of my favorite game types, genres. And because of that, they developed a game, they got licensing for it, and it was published last year. So, like, I mean, how old is the Dreamcast again, boys? Like, holy shit! I
don't even remember how old it is. It's been
that started, dude. That started off of operating on an expired license. I mean, these things happen. There's a reason why people. That's why, like, things like the Dreamcast are still sought after. Is because I really believe that a strong part of that has a lot to do with the PC community wanting some of those old games back.
Well, that and a lot of that thing can still run a lot of ROMs too. So I mean, that's another, just like the original Xbox. That's another one that for some reason still sells at a high resale value.
Yo, eBay be having those things inflated, man. Holy shit.
Yeah, but that's because you can buy it and put, all those ROMs on there.
Oh yeah, that's right. You could ROM it up. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So I mean, that's one of the main reasons why everybody wants one. Like, they don't really want. I don't think they're really buying it to play Halo again, and
Oh no, yeah.
So the only thing I can think of is that they're in demand because of the ROMs. But now the Dreamcast actually had some damn good exclusive games or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then not to mention the ROM ability with it too. And they still actually a lot of the Dreamcast games still hold up.
Yeah. Some of them were, I think, to this day, were ahead for their time, dude. Like, they just did really well. I mean, it just
they didn't know how they came out before they should,
mm-hmm.
and they didn't know how to market it correctly.
That blast processing was a thing, dude. A lot of people don't even know what that is. Blast processing. It was ahead for its time, and it's a shame. And that's what I miss about consoles, though. I miss the individuality. I miss the one-offs. Even if they weren't popular or anything, they were still pretty fun to play. It was the first thing to have a handheld with a little fucking memory card in there that was interactive, and you can check your game's inventory and stuff with it, and it doubled as a memory card. I thought that was really cool. They don't have stuff like that anymore because it doesn't sell well, or because it's a company like Sega and they just don't feel like working well with others. Pretty much almost every Japanese company ever, but whatever.
Well, I think it's just they don't. Westernized people like to take control of their I guess their project, and Japanese developers definitely like their full on hands on, full control over their game, and I think that there's a big clash in who has rights to that.
Yeah.
It's I mean, I don't know. I never like. It was kind of funny that it was kind of I guess that Ni no Kuni 2. That's the one that J-Tech was talking about. It'll never come to PC. It'll never come to PC, and then all of a sudden it's on PC.
I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah. Then it,
Time to get salty.
It was like, by the way, it's coming to PC. Blocked.
well, because he knew that for sure it wasn't. I mean, and again, this is another just published title. It's not a owned IP, or it might be an owned IP, but it might not. It's not a first party title, and I don't understand like their thought. Like that's great for Ni no Kuni 2, because that means there's you know how many people on PC actually love Japanese games?
Oh, there's a lot. Yo,
Yes.
like, they thought for the longest time that the PC market was dried up when it came to that. Boy, did they got proven wrong when fucking games like Phantom Brave were released on Steam. It was the #1 seller for like 2 to 3 weeks straight.
Yeah, it's
man.
insane. Like there's a ton of demand for Japanese games on PC. I mean, I don't think that they could actually even get enough. And how many games does Sony publish but don't own the studio?
And Disgaea are doing so well on PC. You know,
I mean, that is a market that I think that Sony should actually look into, because I mean, they're even though they're publishing the game and they didn't develop it, they're still making money off of that, selling it.
Yeah.
So shit, why? I mean, that's a fresh market you could tap into with a lot of these games that a lot of these PC gamers maybe have never even got the chance to play.
The developers at Hyper Dimension Neptunia made more money on the PC market in its first month than they did in the lifetime cycle of their console releases. If that says anything. I mean, I just don't understand why these people are fighting it so much. Like,
it makes no sense to me.
People,
it just seems like if your company that you're promoting could make more money in order to bring you more content that you actually enjoy,
you should embrace these ideas.
Like why fight it? Like it.
I think that's the stupid fanboy shit. I remember back when check this out. So go back a little ways here. Before the internet was where it is today, we used to have these things called message boards, aka forums. And regardless of what platform you were on, you got to share your ideas about a game that you liked, right? And you used to be able to just bond with strangers over like certain parts of the game. You remember this? Oh yeah, you remember that? That's what we need to go back to. We need to go back to that. We need to go back to like when we're bonding over games that we all liked and loved in the series. And helping each other out doing this shit. Like, we should totally go back to that, because the shit that is going on nowadays is stupid. It's fucking retarded. It's
kind of turned into that political spectrum mentality into the gaming spectrum,
aka autism.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think that they're worried that if these games go to PC, that it would make the sales of the PlayStation 4 go down or become less, kind of like what happened with the Play Anywhere. You know, like now PC gamers don't have to actually go out and physically buy an Xbox One. So therefore their numbers from here on out aren't ever going to be really super high, because the only people that are going to really be buying the Xbox One are the ones that are actually wanting the console.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so, I mean, that might, I mean, if I don't see them, you know, if Nino Cooney and Neo and all them, you know, go to PC, how that would change it. But we're just going to say, for instance, that Sony puts all their exclusives on a PC store.
Mm-hmm.
Sony doesn't make a shit ton of money off the PlayStation 4. Sony makes almost all their money off of the sales of the games. So that just, I mean, it might make your numbers that
I
you
mean,
get
it
to
helps, but it's not the main driving force.
Yeah, I mean, instead of being able to say, "Oh, my company sold 57 million consoles," you might get to say, "My company sold 30 million consoles," but damn, that number for the amount of revenue you're generating, that your company that you're backing generates from game sales would be through the roof. So I mean, I don't. It makes no sense to me. The only thing that you can possibly gather from it is so that way they can make sure that they have this large number of consoles sold. And if that's really all that they're fighting for, is just so that way they can have this number sitting up top, it just it blows my mind that that's some sort of reasoning for them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think Sony cares so much about like how many actual hardware units were sold compared to how many software units are sold.
Well, they did at the beginning. I mean, they were kind of like praising the numbers in the beginning, but like nowadays, not so much.
Well, I mean, I think in the beginning it was more of the fact of like I can't believe it's doing as well as what it is, because I mean it kind of just it took off like something that probably nobody ever seen coming, because it was kind of like what the PlayStation 2 did. It just took off. So I think that was more than bragging in the beginning of like wow, this thing is happening and here's what we're at. But I think when it comes down to their actual numbers, they care more about like what that PSN is doing, like the actual digital downloads and purchases and stuff are actually making, because that's really where their money making is at. So versus like the actual console hardware sales.
Yeah.
I mean, because you're talking what I think it's like $18 per console that they make.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I wouldn't even begin to know the percentage of the $60 price tag that they make.
Right.
But I'm sure it's more than $18 worth.
Oh, no doubt.
And the and you know I told NoobTube, what's his NoobTube gamer, that I do a debate with him, quote unquote debate, and it probably won't be a debate so much because there's nothing to debate at this point really with him. But it would be just I was
like, would that even be a thing? Like,
I mean, it's really not a debate in any real sense of the word, because it'd just be the same thing over and over again. But I had some questions lined up for him, and one of those questions was, why do you hate PC so much? Like, what do you have against it? Why is it so bad? Like, why do you really not like it? Like, what is it about the PC that in some way damages your experience or worsens it or anything? Like, please tell me, because I don't know.
I'd like to know that question, or the answer to that question myself.
What does PC do? Because we can, as a PC gamer, can say, well, there's a reason why I like consoles and the technology and the way it progresses and it holds this back and that back and all that. Like, okay, and then there's all the other aspects of it. But for a console gamer to say they don't like PC, I would love to see the reasons why.
Yeah.
Because I don't understand why he wouldn't like it so much and why he has such a hate.
I think he's going to probably tell you that the reason why he hates it so much is because of the fact of the fanboys of the PC, that where he's getting the hate comments and stuff like that. I think he's I've noticed
he made his video, but he made his video before that.
Well, no, but I mean, I'm sure he's got. I mean, I don't think he's been immune to like hate comments from anybody. Before, like, you made your video on them. I'm just saying that I think that I have found at least a lot of the console gamers that actually have a problem with, quote, the PC platform is more of the few people they've encountered through like commenting. Like, they're mainly trolls. They're really not really true. They're not coming at them from a PC gamer standpoint. They're coming at them from trolling them, like, just, you're stupid fucker, fuck you, you might die or something like that. They're just those type of people, rather than actually coming at them from an actual PC gamer standpoint. But since he made a thing about PC gamers, and that was the comments that he got, he associated that comment with the PC gamer. So therefore, PC sucks, and that's what I've found over time. Like through a lot of these people that have a problem with PC, is more of just like comments that they've received rather than actually any substantial truth.
90%, and I mean this, 90% of anybody who generalizes a public of people who have something in interest or in common like that are going to do that regardless who you are. You sit there and you say gamers are this, guess what? You're going to have a shit ton of gamers pissed off.
Yeah.
And create
Gamergate. Because you just called a bunch of people some bullshit.
Exactly. That is this thing. And these motherfuckers don't seem to understand that. You generalize people and you're going to piss off the wrong people. It doesn't matter if they're extreme, if they're out of line. It doesn't matter at this point. You generalized a group of people, and those people are going to bounce back with some shit. If you don't like
and then it just is some fact that you just lie.
Exactly. And they're going to bounce back with some shit. If you don't like it, then stop generalizing people and start naming names. Stop giving the excuse of, oh, well, this PC guy or A and B is the one that's doing this, so there must all be PC gamers that are doing this. No, it doesn't work like that.
I mean, just like start either naming names or whenever you start listing up the problems that you have, like with the PC platform, list off specific reasons.
Well, yeah,
like
I've got questions that are specifics. It's like, you said this. What do you mean by it? Could you expand on it?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with
that.
Like,
when you say this, what exactly, back that up with something? Do you have any?
That's the thing, is like you can't make those generalizations and then not expect somebody to react to that. Like exactly. you can't get mad at somebody for the reaction, because you don't know how anybody. I mean, you don't know what their mentality is like. You don't know what their reaction is going to be. So if you don't want that level of reaction, you got to be more constructive with what you're saying.
Because he pulls this shit. What he does is he tries to play victim when it matters, when it's good for him. He's like, well, he's just not going to be respectful to me. And well, no, you got rid of that card a long time ago, kiddo. It's like, you can't pull that shit anymore. You can't pull the whole, well, he should be respectful to me. It's like, no, you can't pull that shit
You
anymore.
have to earn respect.
Like, you're one of the nastiest little children that I've ever seen. You don't get to pull the whole, they have to be respectful to me garbage. Nuh-uh.
Well, no, because you
burned that bridge a long time ago.
I mean, he didn't come start the whole conversation off with respect.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. Kind of, once you blow that out of the water, like you come at them just out of pure ignorance or disrespect.
It's amazing.
You can't expect them to come back at you with respectful insight to you. So I mean, he's actually lucky that he's actually gotten you and Fringy. And I don't know who else he's actually talked to. I think another one of your followers or whatever. He's actually lucky that he's gotten a hold of y'all to where y'all are the ones that are debating him, because y'all are being very respectful to him, especially considering the shit that he said. And there's no reason why, or no definite thing that you have to be respectful to him on that debate. But I know that you will be. I've actually have tweeted him a couple of times and asking him for a debate, because I said I would love to come at him, because I would consider myself a console gamer that games on PC. Yeah. Because I do most of my gaming that on the console. But I figured that, maybe coming from a console gamer, that maybe that might actually, maybe sink in with him, or maybe give him an idea that it's not just PC gamers, it's actually just gamers in general that can see. It's best just to admit the truth and just kind of move on and just do what you got to do.
Defending your stupidity, like, I don't understand how hard it is.
He won't
to take a bite out of humble pie. So. Like, is humble pie really that bitter? Like, is it? Because if it is, then you need to shut the fuck up and get off of YouTube.
It doesn't seem like it would be. I mean, it seems very simple because what's crazy is like the one on like the debate with Fringy. It almost seemed like he was accepting some of that humble pie. And then all of a sudden, like the next day, he makes a video. Yeah, the next day he makes a video about how
because of what people say.
How he won, and I'm like,
where's your screenshots at? Where's your screenshots where people are saying this?
Destroyed you. That was painful to listen to.
Like
that was child abuse.
Honestly, every video he says this shit on, I actually go back and I look for where these people have said it. Not one single person has ever said it. And now, if they have, they might have got me blocked already, and I can't see it. But I doubt that
No, you
everybody and
probably
their
just- they
brother.
probably just don't exist.
Yeah, I don't think they exist at all because I've looked back. I've tried to see what the fuck he was talking about, and nobody comes to mind.
There's not. I don't. He's making. He has to be just making shit up. But
Yes.
at this point, now
He
he's
does.
dubbed himself the console king, and he's now
Yeah,
going
he's a weird one.
unite everybody together in order to defeat the PC. I don't. It just.
He's his own.
Say goodbye to the franchises that survive on PCs. Say goodbye to the technology progress that's made because of PCs. And then say goodbye to all that stuff because, you know, if you want PCs to go away, then you're going to have to pay the price of that.
Oh God, yeah. Could you? I mean, that would destroy his console if PCs went away. Because there were like the games that are made like actually on the console or capable of being made on the console.
I mean, what
Are
do
a
you
lot of
think?
those indie games that people don't really play.
Yeah, do you think Halo? Do you think 343 Industries is not looking forward to the huge amount of cash they're going to get for their game being on PC now? Like, really? I mean, do you think they're just
It's dirty money.
dirty money?
Oh, Shaner.
Yeah, sorry guys. I misplaced a whole fucking day. I completely didn't even know it was Wednesday.
It happens in old age, man.
I'm
Yeah.
not old, dude. I'm not old.
I don't think you're old until you're like 50.
Thank you, Rex. Thank you.
Because 50 is like the new 35.
I don't know
But
how
I
to take
figured I'd
that.
come in here and I heard Rambo talking about PS4, so I figured I'd come in here and help you guys feed the pony.
Like, imagine though what like Weapon Wheel podcast or something would do to Mr. NoobTube Gamer.
Oh my gosh.
Like, fucking imagine like what actual, you know, like, I mean, it's only words, so it doesn't mean anything to me. But to someone like Noob, fuck, he's a fragile little boy.
I don't know.
Forget Greasy.
He's very greasy, isn't he?
I don't see the point in like having to kiss somebody's ass when you don't know them. You have to kiss their ass to be respected. Like fuck that. If I don't agree with you, I'm just not gonna agree with you. I'm gonna tell you you're stupid. Pretty simple, really. I mean, I don't need to fucking kiss your ass when I know you're stupid and I know for a fact you're retarded. And I don't think anybody should have to be that way at all. I mean, yeah,
Well,
you could be cool with somebody and talk to them, and that's fine. But you don't necessarily have to kiss their fucking ass before you talk to them either. So, I mean, it's...
I really want to know is he actually believing of what he says?
Oh, you know.
I think
Or
he
is he
puts
just
too
a
much.
troll?
I think he puts too much work into it. Because I don't think he's. I think he's legit. I really do. I do think he's legit.
Remember, hey, you remember? Okay, so you remember all those months ago, Rags, when we were talking about him and we thought he was just trolling? Because remember,
there was
like,
a time where I thought, you
well,
know,
yeah, well, because he told us in his comments. Remember, he's like, oh, I was just trying to get a rise out of them. Like,
yeah,
look at where he's at now. Like,
yeah. I mean,
what the fuck? And this is a thing. This is real. Like this. I mean, for those of you that don't know, we all talked about him a while back when Rags first came around, and I left a comment on his page saying, funny troll, blah blah blah. And the guy agreed with me. He's all, yeah. I'm just having fun. These people take these things too seriously, blah blah blah. And then after Rags did his video, he deleted the comment altogether. I was like, what? So this is real, like, because we couldn't figure out if he was trolling or not. He kept saying he was. We're like, fuck it, whatever. If it's really not that serious, then why shield yourself from disagreements? That's just how I look at it. But, you know, common sense and logic and all that, no place here. Nope.
Common sense gets you nothing in the world today.
Pretty much. So, Shaner, did you get some good sleep or what, bud? How do you feel better?
I was feeling kind of decent, but yeah, I guess.
That's good. That's good. I'm glad. You got like number 5 or 6 on the way or what?
No, I didn't get none of that done.
No.
Everyone's asleep, so I think I'm gonna warm up the grapefruit, if you know what I'm saying.
Hey.
no. What do you mean?
Well, Brimstone knows how to fuck a grapefruit, and he shares this information with people he wants to share it with.
Hey, you know what? It happens. It happens. Gotta get something for your prostate. You guys never seen Good Luck Chuck? I had to suggest it. It's very informational, very educational, by the way. Fruit sex is
It's
a
a
thing.
good movie.
Yeah, it is a good movie. It's funny as fuck, but oh Jesus
Wait,
Christ.
like being legitimate, fruit sex is really a thing?
No. Well, I'm
Anything
sure it
sex
is.
really a thing.
I swear, dude, every day hanging around these guys, I learned something sexual new that I didn't want to know. Especially Gamer Dragon. I know that guy's watching. If
No,
you guys are ever
he's
curious-
asleep. He's asleep behind me right now,
Oh.
actually.
Oh, because you were thinking about fucking a grapefruit, huh?
Yeah, it kind of was, but
See?
Sweet at first, but then it gets bitter and nasty.
Bring some sugar with you.
the acid in it starts to burn a little bit.
I don't like grapefruit.
I don't know.
either.
That's awesome.
You
Oh,
typing a
that-
letter there, Brim?
The guy
Oh,
did
no.
this guy did a video talking about the why don't Xbox guys like buy their exclusives or whatever, and
Inevitable. Xbox has no exclusive comment.
oh no, well no that he kind of like still went on with it, like that they are exclusive basically like to Microsoft or whatever. I mean, he wasn't really like labeling like that, but I guess he listed off like the Dead Rising 4 sales, which were like kind of like a really low compared to like Dead Rising 3 or whatever.
Yeah, I heard that game. I heard that Last Dead Rising sucked balls. Like I heard. It was
Yeah,
bad.
it seemed like a lot of like Capcom here lately has had a lot of downfall with their games, like as far as total sales. So I think that has a lot to do
They
with
got
the
a lot
Dead
of
Rising
shitty
4.
business practices that these guys don't talk about, man. Like,
Yeah.
what was it like that Dead Rising thing? Like, you actually have to buy the ending. Like, you
Yeah, you
actually
have
have
to
to buy the fucking ending.
It
Yep.
was like $40, like real fast. That's the only thing I remember about it.
And then the Gears of War 4, which has only sold like 700,000 copies, which on launch week or launch month or whatever, it sold like 700,000 copies, and you know, some people are saying like, yeah, that's still quite a bit, you know, which I mean it is, but whenever you look at it in relation to the past Gear titles, it's really kind of low as far as their launch times. Because I mean, a lot of the older ones launched with like 1 million to 2 million sales,
Yeah.
and this launched with like 700,000. It was across Xbox One and PC, and I couldn't get behind them like going like, why don't Xbox gamers do it? Because I mean, if you look at the PlayStation gamers, then their exclusive numbers aren't really that great either. But it makes you wonder like what's going on over there. I mean, because they're always that's one of the things that I hear from like Tim Dog and all them is quality versus quantity. Like they don't care about how many they'll take a few, but because they're all quality games. But yet if you only got a few of them, then and you're barely even buying those, then like why? Like what's going on over there? Like was Gears of War 4 bad? I bought it. I just haven't played it yet. But
The multiplayer's okay.
see, I've heard the multiplayer's okay, but they said the story was like really just blah. Like it was just okay. I never really cared for Gears.
I've heard nothing but
story?
good things about it. I didn't know anything bad was really about it. Really?
Oh yeah, I've heard a lot of Xbox guys talking about how the story was just like one of the worst stories of all of the Gears franchise.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't played it to know for sure, but I mean, it just seems like they're like a lot of the Xbox games. I mean, like especially the bigger ones like Gears and Halo. Like Halo didn't sell as well as what the fanboys were talking about, obviously, but it still sold well in comparison. But I mean, if you look back at compared to other Halo titles, the number that it actually hit really isn't all that high in comparison to them. And you would think with being a brand new Halo title, a brand new console, that it would really boost up the sales. But it didn't, and of course Halo 5's multiplayer, from what I hear, is like one of the best yet.
He's talking shit
But-
on Halo. You better shut your mouth.
But the Halo story was definitely not. The Halo 5 story was definitely something to really not care about.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering is like, or is there some? I mean, is there some sort of like thing going on, like where like it seems like that they are wanting more story, like a little bit more focused into the stories, but still want their multiplayer games?
I guess.
Because it seems like the ones that are kind of a mixture of both aren't hitting the like past numbers of their predecessors, but it seems like the common thread is like the multiplayer is pretty decent, if not great. I've heard like the Gears multiplayer is decent and good, and I've heard the Halo 5 multiplayer is like great. But the one common thread I've heard between the campaigns on those are just meh. So I'm wondering if like they're wanting a more story driven game.
Yeah.
Do y'all seem to?
Well, I don't know.
Because they don't really. I mean, Xbox really don't have a story driven IP.
The Gear. I mean, the Xbox doesn't, but I mean.
Well, yeah. I mean,
does it
yeah.
really
I mean,
matter,
I'm just referring to
like,
the.
I mean, if it's good, I mean, if people like it, I mean, like we've always, you know, Rambo, we've always championed that, you know, gaming is a taste. You know, it may not be for
Well, yeah.
everybody. But
I mean, I'm not saying that it's like a bad thing. What I'm saying is like that the number. I mean, because Halo 1 through 4 had a good, pretty much. I mean, for the most part. I mean, I think there was a couple of them in there that people didn't like the story in them, but for the most part, it had a pretty good story and a pretty good multiplayer. Gears, same thing. And now, like the Halo 5 and Gears 4 both come out, and they like the consensus that I've seen has been a kind of a story, but a pretty good multiplayer.
Yeah.
But the numbers don't match or aren't even close to really what the previous 1 through 4 of Halo and 1 through 3 of Gears did.
Yeah.
Even around the same time frame, and so it makes me wonder. I mean, are the gamers reacting towards the shitty story and like they're really wanting to see a good balance between the two, like, or do they? Because I mean, they always talk about Xbox being like a multiplayer only console. But maybe what we're seeing with the numbers is maybe that they're not just a multiplayer only console. They like their multiplayer, but they really want to see a good story as well. Kind of like a combination, like how they used to have with the old Halos or with the old Gears.
Yeah.
I didn't.
That's
think
the only. I mean, that's the only thing I can.
Was bad. I didn't.
You didn't think what?
That the Halo 5 story was that bad. It was repetitive, but it wasn't that bad.
It was just bad. To me, it was bad for me because of the way that they built it up. Because they built it up as a huge battle between Master Chief and I can't think of his Locke.
Yeah.
And then you get in there and it's basically like, "Hey, what's up, bro?"
Yeah, I understand that. No, I get that. A lot of people were buying that game
was like the
based on that
consensus
marketing.
Yeah. I think that's the reason why the consensus of the story being bad. Now, obviously, if you're a big fan of the Halo lore or whatever, you might understand that story a little bit more than what, like, I do. But that's the reason why I felt that story was really bad. It was not what what they were anticipating it to be.
Well, like they didn't market the game to be in the perspective of Cortana. That was the problem. If they would have marketed it through this perspective lenses of Cortana, then people would have probably been more accepting of what the game was really about instead of what they're. I mean, I honestly think Microsoft like just fucking overhyped their own product and didn't deliver at all.
The story used to be simple and good. It was humans against the Covenant, and you had the Flood tossed in, and it was simple, but you could do a lot of stuff with it. It was the goodies against the baddies, and now it's this huge, massive space thing with forerunners and precursors and different fucking it's all over the place now. It's just so big and so convoluted now. It's ridiculous. And it used to be something that everyone could follow with. You didn't have to know the story to jump in and enjoy it, but it had a lot of backstory to it if you wanted to investigate it further. And it just got way too big for what it needed to be. And then they decided to Call of Duty-fy it, and it just went downhill from there.
That's fair.
It's
a fair assertion. Yeah.
I think, I mean, another Halo fan told me it seemed like that they wanted to surprise people with the whole Cortana thing.
Anybody that
because
kept up
that's
with the press with it, like they knew that Cortana was gonna go through her change. Like anybody who actually paid attention, like would know that. Oh yeah, Cortana's gonna go through this. The thing that didn't make sense was the marketing versus what we got, and that's where all the bad reviews came from.
Look, Master Chief's on the cover. That means we get to play as Master Chief. Sort of.
yeah. You spent most of the time playing as Locke.
He's not play as this boring nobody. So Master
was
Chief,
just-
yeah.
It was kind of, I mean, it was really disappointing. It disappointed me. I don't play the multiplayer, so I mean, a lot of people are like hailing that multiplayer as being like really top notch. As far as the Halo series go, I don't know.
I
but-
love the multiplayer. That multiplayer is the shit. I fucking thought
Yeah,
that was just awesome.
That's what I've heard from a lot of people.
Yeah, that multiplayer is great. A lot of people were shitting on it because mainly the campaign. They hate the campaign so much that they were like, fuck it, we're not even gonna bother with the multiplayer. When actually the multiplayer is the best thing about that game.
But Halo's always been about like kind of a good balance, like getting
Between
a
multiplayer
pretty
and
good
single player.
story, getting a pretty good story and a good multiplayer out of it. Like it's always, to me, it's if you ask me like a back like last gen and stuff, like if Xbox had a story driven game, I would have actually said Halo.
I think the story in Halo was. I mean, the books were really good. I mean, the book version of the game Halo, The Flood, by I forget who wrote it. But that was a fantastic book. Excellent. The books are very good for Halo. At least the three that I read: The Fall of Reach, The Flood, and First Strike. So I mean, the universe is really excellent. But where it just started to kind of fall apart. They couldn't keep it going. I think they tried to expand, and it didn't really lend to the whole, humans versus aliens. You're Master Chief, and you're this icon. You're this hero that people look up to, and things like that. They tried to bring in all sorts of weird stuff into it.
Yeah.
Well, from what I understand from what I'm following from, I guess, a few people that follow the series, is that there's a good chance that Halo 6, there's a pretty good chance that Halo 6 will be teased at E3 this year. But as far as Halo 6 goes, it's going to be more of playing as somebody else other than Master Chief. Like Master Chief is going to be kind of taken out of the story, which is going to be a really weird thing to me.
Dude.
Which means it'll be like, okay, so I mean, what makes Halo unique anymore?
Yeah. Because, I mean, at that point, it becomes almost like a Call of Duty story and then a multiplayer game.
It's like, look,
To
a
me.
bunch of nameless Marine people in spacesuits that look ridiculous, that we don't care about, that have no personality, that are not interesting in any way. Not a robotic
I didn't
man
find-
with a human robot.
I didn't find
Companion.
Locke near as interesting or dynamic as Master Chief.
Yeah, there's nothing to him. He's like, who cares about these people? The whole thing about Master Chief was that he's a robot man, and he has a human robot in his head, and they're this weird kind of pair that goes around and fights aliens, and it was fun. It was just kind of fun to do.
Yeah, he actually, I mean, he had a personality and he had feelings, and I mean, it was, you could connect, you could almost like,
Dude.
I don't know, like connect, but I mean, you could somewhat connect to Master Chief. I mean, you could figure out
He didn't have any personality or feelings.
No, he was all about getting.
No,
the
he's a
objective
fucking
done.
robot.
Yeah.
No,
That's the
see,
whole
to me,
deal.
I mean, you could tell like he cared, like I'm talking about feelings, but you could tell he cared about like,
Oh, like
Or,
how he cared about
Cortana.
Cortana and so, yeah.
Yeah, you
I see
could-
what
I mean,
you're
you could-
talking
you
about.
could see
but
that
just
type of-
Cortana. That was it. He just
Right.
cared about Cortana.
that's what I'm saying though. But you could still see his feeling. I'm not talking about he cared about the like people, like or whatever. That was the main focus, was like between him and Cortana as far as his relationship with somebody. But I mean, you could tell that like you could almost, I don't know, you kind of. It wasn't really, like I said, it wasn't really so much that you connected with him, but it was almost kind of like that you could get kind of lost into a story. Like they did a really good job with him. And then to take him out and put in Locke, it's just like, what, like, huh? Like what do you, that would almost be like taking like Drake out of Uncharted and putting in
Drake's a
Elena.
pussy. We could do Uncharted without Drake.
You know what I mean? It's just, well, I mean, they could do Uncharted without Drake with like another, but I mean, I don't know if to me, it wouldn't be near as good as Uncharted. I mean, it would almost be like doing Halo without Master Chief. They could do it, and it'd probably sell for a while, but eventually it's going to get tired and drawn out because it's not the same at all. I don't see how that can be. I don't see how they can go from like a character like Master Chief to a character like Locke and try to sell it as a must-have title.
Well, if they
Unless
sorry, go ahead.
Locke's a nobody. Who cares about Locke? What does he do? What makes him so worthy of anything, really? He's just, I mean, what is Halo if you don't have that Cortana, Master Chief, talkie, walkie, shooty, then it just, and when I look back at playing Halo, because I played Halo a shit ton, and when I look back at it and I think about what I remember most about it, firstly, it's the multiplayer, but it was split screen with friends that is the memory that pops up as well. The story itself was the story was pretty minimal, but it was just big enough to be what it needs to be. It allowed for them to expand if they needed it. It allowed them to add different, species or enemy types and vehicles and stuff like that. But really, the story was just there as sort of a reason for why they were doing everything. And I think that they had a scale that was really good with the first Halo, because you had, the Covenant, the Flood, the humans, this trio, and you had two different enemies that behaved in different ways. And you had this setting that allowed you to explore these huge sci-fi alien worlds and installations, and which I kind of got vibes from playing Titanfall 2. And now it's just like, oh, okay, it's so big and weird now. It's kind of lost its identity, and I think that's what Halo's problem is. It's kind of lost its identity. What is Halo anymore? Like, what's special about Halo?
Right.
You're like Halo campaign, Halo single player. Who gives? Why should I bother with it?
So that makes me wonder: is Halo going to become like a multiplayer only? Or do you see that like them actually ditching a
multiplayer only? I don't think so.
That would be a big
People
hit
would
to
be
it.
fucking pissed.
Yeah, because that would be a huge ding to the game.
I mean, people were pissed when there was no split screen in Halo 5, as they should be pissed. I was pissed just hearing about it.
I mean, as much as people want, or some people want Call of Duty to go multiplayer only, that still hasn't even made that yet. I mean, and I wouldn't mind Call of Duty going multiplayer only.
I don't really play. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really play the campaign really.
It's a shame because Call of Duty single players can be good.
Yeah,
can be.
I mean,
Yeah,
I played a few that were actually
Black Ops was good. I liked it. Advanced Warfare was good, I think.
Yeah.
I liked Advanced Warfare. That was actually really good. It was one of the last good ones, I think.
I mean, Call of Duty 2, Black Ops, Modern Warfare. I mean, they can do good campaigns.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they can. They definitely can.
Well, Infinite Warfare's campaign is actually really good too. I haven't played their multiplayer to find out if it's like just normal Call of Duty bullshit or whatever, but the actual campaign of Infinite Warfare was actually really good. I mean, it was actually nice to see them actually put a pretty good effort into the campaign again.
Yeah.
They were just doomed from the start because it was in space and people just don't want that shit.
This is where listening to your audience is important. Very important.
Well, I mean, there's actually rumor that the next one is supposed to be set in Japan or whatever, like what they said. I think it was Japan or something like that. So it sounds like that they're, if rumors are true, that it's actually going to go back to boots on ground type warfare.
Well, that'd be good. Then I could possibly say I'm looking forward to it.
Well, if that happens and it doesn't sell more than like Infinity War and whatever the hell that is, if it doesn't sell more than like the previous few games on this gen, that right there says it all. That these people really don't know what the fuck they want. Like, if you are going to like bitch about, you need to go back to boots on the ground type, warfare and like actual traditional warfare, and they do, and then they don't sell as much. It might
still be a shit game regardless.
It could be, yes, but I mean, you won't know that until you buy it.
Well, the reviews.
Well, the reviews, yeah, but I mean, there's a few people that I imagine there's more than what I know, but I mean, a lot of people just buy, especially with Call of Duty, just day one, no matter what. So if they, I don't know, to me it should sell pretty damn well. Like I don't know how you can fuck up boots on the ground type warfare.
Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare
Yeah.
3.
Call of Duty
Black
has
Ops 2.
done that. Yeah. Well, not Black Ops 2. That's
Black
a good
Ops
one.
2 was shit.
Really?
but-
Black Ops 2 was pretty good. I liked it anyways. I thought it was an okay game.
People are just gonna bitch because they go, "I'm so used to being able to jump and dive and I can't do that now, so it's hard to play. There's lag."
Yeah, it's sluggish. I already heard that with
Hey,
the Call of Duty 4.
Peer-to-peer multiplayer, man. Gotta love it.
Yep.
Activision needs to realize no matter what they do with Call of Duty, there's gonna be a bunch of people that find something to bitch about.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, they got dedicated servers?
Yeah.
The servers are always down. They've been down like once in 6 months, and they're gonna bitch and say they're always down.
Yeah, my son was kind of funny. He was talking about like we have like really super fast internet, and so he's like going, "You're taking up." He obviously doesn't understand like how internet is used and consumed. But he's like, "You're taking up all the internet. Your computer is sucking up all the internet before it gets to me." And I'm like, "That's not really how it works, but okay."
Well, then move
he's
your
like, well-
computer closer to the wall jack,
Yeah,
so the internet gets to my computer first.
So I asked him, I was like, so I mean, why are you saying this? Because on Call of Duty, I'm always lagging, and I'm like, that's Call of Duty. That's not
peer-to-peer connection.
Yeah,
There's
I was
a
like,
host.
that's kind of
You're
like
not
how
hosted, fucked.
that's kind of how Call of Duty kind of works. Like it's known for its lag because of the peer-to-peer connections. So
Dad.
It would be actually nice to see Call of Duty actually get dedicated servers. You'd figure they'd have enough money by now to
Oh hell yeah, they have enough money.
to like create dedicated servers just for that game. Hell, Destiny, another one of their big sellers and big financial things that they are putting a lot of money behind, still don't even have dedicated servers either.
Because people will settle for going without them. So
Yep.
Oh yeah, I guess. I mean, if you're really if they have that many people buy and play the game without them, then they have no incentive to get them.
If you like something enough, you'll find a way to play it, or you'll suck it up and buy it. I mean, it's just that's the way it is.
like I probably won't buy another Call of Duty. I mean, it has to be really damn good for me to buy it because there were still modes to Advanced Warfare I never got to play because nobody was playing them because peer-to-peer connection wouldn't allow me to connect with a lot of different people.
That's also on the PC though. We're in
Yeah,
2
that's
months,
why
it's
yeah.
a team deathmatch fuckfest and nothing else.
Wow, I just got fucked up. Where's my team? They're gone.
Well, that's one thing I noticed. Like whenever I bought Call of Duty on the PC, it's like if you buy it, you're only playing like basically a couple of
campaign
modes.
and like team deathmatch if you're lucky.
Yeah, that's about it. And I'm like going, but if you buy it on the console, you can play all different types of matches and
For years to come.
yeah. So it's just kind of
There are still
I-
people that play Advanced Warfare. Brim and I even play that shit sometimes.
oh yeah. I mean, it's still going pretty strong too. My son still plays Ghost and stuff. Like there's people are still playing that.
Which is kind of funny. I was just kind of like, you guys are still playing this shit? Like, the fuck? Like, but yeah, it is what it is.
And well, I always find it funny that the people are still playing Ghost with all the bitching that Ghost got. It's like you've had 3 games since then.
You know
so,
why? Because Infinite Warfare is kind of like they like fucking. They're like, you know what? We miss boots on the ground. Hello, Ghost. That's the most modern
I'm
thing
gonna
we
have
have
to-
on boots on ground.
I'm actually gonna have to see if like how bad Infinite Warfare's multiplayer is because the campaign is like pretty good, like really good. I
Here's-
thought.
Let me say it like this: like the multiplayer itself is actually pretty good when it works right. When you come across like your initial lag spiking and all that typical bullshit, it gets pretty annoying. It does happen.
Which you get in all Call of Duties. Not, you can't single one out.
Yeah, but this particular one, sir, like, I don't know. I mean, maybe you're not getting it. I have to a point where, like,
No, there's a reason that I don't play it every day like we used to the other ones.
yeah. I'm not saying that all Call of Duties don't have like their problems. It's just I'll put it this way: Call of Duty 4 Advanced Warfare Remaster plays better for some reason. I don't understand why, but like it just seems like it handles itself better than it's the one game that nobody really wanted. It's almost like they're like investing most of their resources in Advanced Warfare, not Advanced, but 4 Remaster. Which is a shame because actually Infinite Warfare is a lot of fun. I like playing that game online. I didn't think I was gonna like it, but I actually turned out to be a really fun game. I like the whole weapon unlock thing and like going in there and getting your scraps together and unlocking new tiers of weapons. I thought that was pretty cool.
I still have to go back and play through the Modern Warfare
You haven't
campaign
played,
again.
Wait, you haven't played Modern
that's
Warfare yet?
that's a
Not the
really good one.
remaster yet.
Oh, okay.
I haven't played the Modern Warfare since they came out, years ago. So I mean, I actually have it downloaded and I plan on playing through it. I keep on like going into a different game and forgetting to play it. But I need to play it because I hear the campaign's not super long. So I mean, I might go through there because I hear that's actually a really really good campaign too.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the campaign's like, well, for someone like you, it'd be about 4 hours because you're used to playing campaigns and running through them. Like, it's not like the original Black Ops one, if you remember that. That's a little bit longer than Modern Warfare.
Okay. Yeah, so
that was the
I mean,
last one I played was the original Black Ops. So.
It's been many years since Modern Warfare actually came out.
I may regret asking this, but the title says GameStop being skeevy again. What's GameStop doing?
Ah.
Oh, that was the whole thing earlier. That was about GameStop forcing its employees to do things that they normally wouldn't want to do to keep their jobs.
Again?
Oh yeah, it's actually worse now.
It's 100 times worse than it could ever be.
I won't buy a game from there. The only thing I buy from there is accessories and like pop figures and collectibles, not a video game. I just want.
Well, I mean.
Well, you're doing a lot of employees favors then, because.
No, actually, I mean he's not. I mean, if he's buying them new, he's not.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah.
The collectibles?
Yeah, like anything in the store, like their thing is that for every $1,000 of new items sold, like new revenue or new whatever that total comes up to. So if you bought $1,000 worth of pop figures, then that employee would have to turn around before the end of the month and sell $300 worth of used items just based on your transaction alone. So that's not to mention like every other new item that comes to that cashier. So what they're doing is telling customers that they don't have like if they're looking for a new game of say Forza Horizon 3 or a new game of Resident Evil 7, they're telling customers that they don't have it in an effort to keep them from selling a new item, so therefore their used numbers don't have to go get so high.
Oh God! Thank God for Amazon.
Yeah, like it's I mean it's getting kind of like whenever they drop the price to Dead Rising, like there was a bunch of people like posting inside the comment section talking about now this explains why whenever I went up there. They had Dead Rising on the shelf, but whenever you went back there to ask, like they were like, "Oh no, we're out." They didn't even look to see if they actually had any. But now that it kind of explains it, because they're promoting only used sales, and so I guess a guy got fired. I think probably today or yesterday or whatever. That because today was like yesterday, I actually guess was the first of the month, but I guess so. It's either yesterday or the day before, because on the release night of Resident Evil, you know how the pre-order night, you go in there and you pick up your pre-orders or whatever. Well, other people can walk in and buy the game after that crowd goes in. Like they can just stand in line and just wait for that crowd and then buy a game. Well, that guy apparently sold quite a bit of money's worth of Resident Evil 7, Kingdom Hearts 2.8, and all the other releases that came out. And it hurt his numbers. It hurt his numbers because those were a bunch of brand new sales. So he didn't have enough used sales to cover all those sales that he made that night. And so when the end of the month came, he got fired because he didn't meet his quota.
That's so fucked.
That is horrible.
Yeah, so I mean,
Tell me,
I
why are
won't
they
go-
still in business again? Like,
I don't.
it's
because
like
people still go.
I see this thing like all the time with GameStop where they do something extremely shitty, then they try their best to fix it, they start to gain people's trust again, and then they do this shit. It's like, come on, motherfuckers! Like, make up your mind. You're gonna be a bunch of assholes, or what? Like,
Well, you
I think
you
it's
still
'cause
have.
place like this and kids. Kids see GameStop and they go, "Oh, I got to go there to get my video games." And then places like where I am now, there's such a small town where if you're looking for like a niche video game or anything older than a year, you need to go to GameStop. It's not
Yep.
anywhere else.
That or online basically is the only place of getting them, and that's kind of how. Well, that's kind of how it is even in a big city. Like, cause I'm in a big city, and you can go to like the only other alternatives are like Best Buy and Walmart, and Best Buy is like your biggest used game selection other than GameStop, and you go there, and everybody knows Best Buy's game selections are like low anyway, and their used game section is even lower. So if you're looking for a used an older title, maybe like came out in the last couple of years, chances are you have to go to GameStop to get it. So that's the reason why they're still in business, because they've kind of forced the market to them. But to me, like I said, I'm going to start using eBay and Amazon used if I have to use the used. Otherwise, I'll use the new, obviously. But I'll start spending even more money on my product just to keep from going there. Like, I can't support that where like workers are basically kind of held hostage by these stupid numbers and like being forced to basically lie to customers in order to keep their job. I've never heard of that. That's kind of backwards way of doing business.
It's like cops finding a shitty way to write you a ticket.
Yeah. Like, because they like to have the quota. Like, you can't tell me the cops don't have a quota for that, because
no, they do.
these imaginary fucking tickets that you get every once in a while towards the end of the month sure do seem suspicious.
It's not even
on
the
that.
month. Well, out here it's not the month. It's actually the end of the season. So like it'd be like towards the last couple of days of winter or something.
Oh
They
no, ours
actually-
is like every month here. Like, you can go drive through the city through the middle of the month and basically never see a cop. I mean, you might see one ever so often. But come the beginning of the month or the end of the month, the last couple of days or the first couple of days, the last couple of days of the month, I mean, we're talking like that. You have motorcycle cops sitting on the bridges of the highways, pointing down with the things. You have them lined across the sides of the highways, the sides of the streets. Just they're everywhere. But no, they don't have a quota. Like, no, you couldn't. No, I mean, you couldn't make it any more fucking obvious. Like, they're waiting in line for tickets. Like, they're all sitting there waiting for that cop on the bridge to radio them and tell them, okay, which one, and then you just see them take off in line, like in a single file line to go get different speeders.
Yeah.
But after those couple of days, it's scarce. Like, you barely ever see one at all.
Go get 413 said, I buy Xbox Live from Walmart. Well, you know what? You give Microsoft more money than I'm willing to. Get it from G2A or Kingwin.net.
Yep. That's what I do.
Yeah, because it's not cheap at Walmart.
No, it's whatever price it is on the card is what you pay there, right?
Yeah, I said that it barely ever goes. I don't think it ever goes on sale there, but I get
No.
mine.
Yeah.
I get mine either from G2A, Kingwin, or Best Buy, because Best Buy during the Christmas time will sometimes run Xbox Live and PlayStation Plus for like $25 for the year, or $20 for the year. And I guess they did that the last time I saw them do that, because I haven't paid attention since, but it was like 2014, and I think I bought like 6 years worth for each.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. So
I wanted
Rambo's
to make
good until like 2020.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure that I
sorry.
caught that. I did that sale.
My driver's license expires one more time before Rambo's Xbox Live does.
So does mine.
Damn. Don't let
What sucks,
anybody
though, is
ever
I
tell
have-
you don't support these companies. Jesus.
Yeah, they tell me that all the time, or I don't have a right to speak on the because I didn't support the 360 for some reason. That get
It's like you have an obligation to support products and companies. And
yeah.
that's what's so weird when you listen to these people is like it's like they don't give a shit about developers. Oh, but they care a whole lot about the fucking massive conglomerate corporation that makes the consoles. But the people who actually make the games, well, fuck them.
Yep.
Indie games, fuck them. Used game sales, fuck devs. Multi-platform titles, hell no. We don't give a shit about developers. All we care about is the big corporation that makes the video game console itself.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
A while back, somebody used to start a debate on YouTube about this. They said that used game sales were actually worse than piracy.
I think they are, yeah.
I
Well,
think so too. I used to argue against it, but now that all these years later, I kind of agree with that statement now.
Well, yeah, because you hear piracy and you're like, oh, that's bad, that's awful, and then you think about, it, and you're like, well, actually, maybe it's less damaging than used game sales.
Well, I would say that I would argue they're either the same detriment to the industry or that used game sales are worse because there is a problem with piracy. However, there are people that have pirated games and gone back. They like the game so much that they've gone back and actually purchased the game.
Which is actually a fair bit.
Yes.
Because if you have a pirated game, then it makes getting DLC and updates for it that much more difficult. And we know from the PC Gamer survey, that was like 50,000 or so people that was returned for the survey, that people use piracy. A lot of people use piracy as demos.
Mm-hmm.
And then if they like it, they'll buy it.
But I can guarantee you that anybody who's gone into a GameStop and purchased a used copy of like a $55 instead of the $60 version has gone home, played the game, liked it, but never took that game back and purchased a $60 one.
Hell no.
So I mean,
Why would they?
That to me
exactly.
is like that to me is where it becomes the worst portion of it because the devil like anybody who buys a used game, I don't really refer to like the used like 2 or 3 year old games, but the used game as far as like the new ones that just came out.
Buy something used when it's years and years old because they're not making money on that shit anyways. Like GameCube games is like fuck, Nintendo's not making money on GameCube games anymore. That shit.
But like the ones that like are brand new, somebody brings sells back to GameStop the next couple of days or next week or whatever, and then you go and buy that used copy. You're hurting the dev because you will never go back and buy the brand new copy of it.
Hell no, you've already beat it.
But
and you have no reason to buy a new one because if you can buy DLC for it or something like that.
Right, and there's no. I'm not saying all piracy people do it, but there's still even one person that pirates a game that actually goes back and buys the new game is actually more than what the used game market would be.
And the survey said a lot of the times that there's a lot of people who pirate just because a lot of the times physical copies of games or games period are either not available in their country or they're just astronomically expensive.
Yeah. For no reason.
In like Europe and South America, a lot of places like that. Like they pirate because we're talking a week's wages to buy, video games and stuff. Some countries have insane import taxes and things of that nature. There's also a lot of people who pirate for because they want the game, but they just don't want to support the dev. The devs do shitty things. They lock content that shouldn't be locked away. They have ridiculous DRM, or the devs have really bad positions on a lot of things. And so people will want to buy the game, and they pirate it instead because developers do really shady shit.
Yep. So that way they can still play the game, but not give the developer any money not support the developer for their shitty reasons.
Pretty much.
Or their shitty practices, I guess, not their shitty reasons, because that makes it sound like it's more on the pirater person. Yeah, that's kind of like what I said about Mass Effect Andromeda. Like that lead developer, he put me off on buying the game new. Like I will find a used copy of that game and buy it that way because I will not give them any money, because like if that would have been any other person, like any other, like a white person saying that about black people, or a white person saying that about any other race, the dude would have been fired.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not
Um,
so much what he said as much as it is for me. BioWare is totally fine with it.
Yeah, that's what it is with me. Is that BioWare is like just completely oblivious to it, like it's like any other thing, like a no big deal.
I look at it
Whereas,
this way: if you can invoke free speech as a company, you fucking rock. But just realize that comes with a big price to pay, and it could come
Yeah.
at the cost of your audience. So
yeah, because I mean, when white people, well, first of all, I mean, it's a very tricky proposition to make as far as any developer goes, because if your game sells, especially in America, well, I mean, even in the world, I think that white people actually make up the majority of the world.
White people? Oh, hell no. Asians.
Asians, well, okay, well,
Not even close.
I guess I'm stuck here in the North American type thing where white people are definitely the majority. But as far as like being here in America, I mean, you've already alienated a big portion of your American audience by taking that position. So I mean, it seems like that would be a risky proposition to make, to be able to allow the person to even, I mean, because you wouldn't want to alienate any portion of your audience, but definitely you wouldn't want to alienate a very large portion of your audience.
right.
But I hope that some people that are willing to speak up. I mean, I've heard a couple of other YouTubers speak on the subject, and they were like, "Oh, it's no big deal. It's no big deal." You know, black people have been dealing with this for a while, so it's fine. It's finally it's time for white people to actually understand what it's like. Well,
Like, first
You're-
off, that's racist.
yeah, you're not really getting to the heart of the matter. I mean, if you're against racism towards you, you should be against racism towards everything.
Well, you
Yeah, this
think
whole
that
tit
would
for
be-
tat thing is ridiculous, and I mean, that's regressive.
Yeah,
That's a regressive
there's
idea.
actually a video of a family, a Saudi Arabia family, not a Saudi Arabia family, but I think it's a Syrian family, where I guess the family was already here and they're legal citizens and whatever, but they came from Syria and they're legal citizens here, and their family is being affected by this travel ban. Like that, they're like, I guess that they're ones that actually cannot come here at all because they're from Syria. And so they found out that the Syrian couple here that actually lived here actually voted for Trump. Well, the channel that was actually doing it came out and said, look, and people were tweeting it over and over again, that they don't feel sorry for that couple. They don't feel sorry for that person and their family because, you know, they got what they asked for.
I see we're talking about politics again.
Well, no, I'm just saying it kind of goes back to that. Just kind of like if you're against it, you're against it. Like, just be against whatever it is that you're against and stick with it. Don't pick and choose if it's, since like the tit for tat thing. Well, it happened to me, so it can happen to them, and I don't care because it's against them.
Right.
We've got to stop that mentality within just in our lives, because it's affecting more than just our politics. It's affecting our gaming, our hobby that brings us all together. It's dividing what actually used to bring everybody together of all races and origins.
That's why I'm so pissed off that these Andy Chalk articles on PC Gamer and stuff are talking about Muslim bans and anti-Trump shit like that. It has practically nothing to do with video games or
Right.
the people who play them. It's an article that's designed to have some fucking piece of shit like Andy Chalk, the anti-GG, Arthur Chu sympathizing, Twitch is sexist, bullshit, kind of just bullshit human being, to let everyone know where he stands on something, and then find some tiny reason to say, "Oh, see, it's gaming related. See, it's gaming related news."
Yeah, I had to refer back, and then it's dividing the one thing that's what is actually so hurtful in the gaming thing, is it's dividing the one thing that actually was like the one place that where everybody from all races and nationalities could come together and have one
enjoy
common
this. Yeah.
one common love and one common interest. And it's putting a divisive feature into that. I don't like that, because it's starting to affect the one thing that really brings us all together.
Yeah.
No, it's late and a lot of people probably aren't watching. but
I didn't
I'm
even-
playing. I'm playing Vermintide right now. I was playing games, so
Same.
I do have a series of questions that are listed here that I'm going to ask Mr. YouTube Gamer.
Do you know when this is gonna happen?
No, I told him I'll get back to him.
Okay.
Let me see. Question 1 is, why do you actually hate PC gaming? And in what way does it damage console gaming or the industry? Right? Because that's the thing I was talking about earlier. Is like that's really what I want to know. I want to know why he hates PC gaming so much.
I hope you get answers to these.
Oh, I hope so too, and not just beat around. Like I'm gonna press him, right?
Yeah,
like, I'm gonna
mean-
press. I'm no fucking Bullet Berry. I'm not fringy.
Yeah,
Like, it's like you're
I'm hoping
you're
you
a piece
do.
of shit, and so I'm gonna press you for the things that you say.
Well, I
And
hope
gonna
you,
make
I'm
stand
glad
up
that
for
Careful
the things
pressing
you
him
do,
too
yeah.
hard. He might slip away. He's pretty greasy.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I'm playing games too. I'm playing.
What other questions you have?
Dungeon Souls. There you go.
Oh yeah, so people are like, be nice, go. He's like, no. Like you have to understand that this entire thing started because he was being a disrespectful piece of shit, right? And so he forfeited his right or his privilege to be spoken to respectively or in a respective way a long time, because he doesn't understand that it's not just in the real world. That it's not just a switch that you can turn on and off, right? You can't just say, "Oh, we're gonna be respectful now." It's like now we're gonna be no.
That's not how
No,
this
you
works.
made your cake, and now you're gonna have to eat it. It's like this is what you chose to do. This is how you chose to open things. So you're gonna have to
Deal
Deal
with
with
the
it.
consequences, yeah.
Question 2, you claim that downloads take longer on PC than on console.
Huh?
Why do you think this? Because I'm just going through some of his videos and I'm taking a claim.
He really
he's
claims
making.
that?
That's
Yeah.
completely false. There's no.
Yeah.
Nah.
It's like so I'm
Wow.
going to ask him about that.
That's kind of funny. I'm getting like 30 megs a second on a lot of these
Yeah,
downloads.
I have never heard anybody claim that. I mean, out of all the different complaints that they've had, that has been the first time I think I've ever heard anybody say that.
I get all those issues with console, tell you the truth. And I love my
Yeah.
console.
Yeah,
so,
because consoles
I mean,
will bottleneck your internet. It caps internet. It slows it down.
Yeah. I mean, and PC doesn't at all.
And I get varying degrees of how much it does whenever I look for the info. So, oh well. I said to compare crashes on console and PC. You literally just use the amount of returns a Google search gave you as the number of crashes that the platform has. That's what he used in his videos.
You're talking about game crashes, like they just crash.
He Googled like PC crash and console, like Xbox crash, PlayStation crash, and he just took the number of Google returns that term gave him and counted that as the amount of crashes.
I hate to tell you, but it just
That's not really how
this
that
guy,
works.
that's not
But
how
Yeah,
this works.
not really how that works at all. So I'm gonna ask him, like I'll ask him about that. And he said, Steam, you claim that Steam does not have cross-game party chat. Do you still stand by this claim?
Did he really say that?
Cross game
I
party
think I
chat.
can get him.
What?
Wait,
Yeah, he says Steam.
Wow.
now what does he mean by cross game party chat?
Party chat with people playing different games.
Where like I'm playing, Call of Duty Black Ops and you're playing Infinite Warfare, but we can't talk to each other. That's what he means.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, you can. I mean, it's not up for debate. It's just not.
That's
Steam
interesting.
even has voice chat.
Yeah, Steam. I don't use it because Discord is always running in the back, and it's so easy
Yeah.
and it's so reliable. His next question was what he says. I asked him what makes PlayStation or PlayStation Plus or Xbox Live more social than Steam, because he said that these things were more social than Steam is. So I'm gonna ask him what he actually why he thinks that.
Well,
Does he think
I can
before he
kinda
talks,
see what
ever?
he's- No, I can kind of see what he's saying. I mean, because Xbox and PlayStation, in that regard, is kind of more. It's like I guess more entry level for people. So I can see where he would think that that's more social.
Well, maybe. I mean, but I don't.
Although Steam is free and that kind of thing, it
It offers
not,
everything and more. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just not. I guess well known would be the wrong way to put it. But I don't know. You ask someone that's like 15 years old that plays games, chances are they're not even gonna know what Steam is. if they're just
Sure.
a regular gamer, not some hardcore, someone like us.
What are you trying to say?
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
hardcore?
especially because I can go to I'm playing a game. I could shift tab, and I have access to friends and internet browser, and I can get to guides and discussions and forums while still in the game. So it's.
I mean, I guess that might be a reason why. It'd be interesting to hear what his thought is on it. Because
I would be interested too.
Yeah,
because he said there's no cross game chat. So and then he says you have to use multiple separate programs in order to talk to people, and obviously that's not true. A lot of people
that's just
do
generally
because
what
they're
people
just better.
do.
Yeah, they're just better. It's easier to keep track of people, move between rooms. They're free. It's just better
quality.
It's just options.
They're just better. It's like you have to do something. No, you don't. You just have the option to, and a lot of the times those options are better. Like TeamSpeak, I haven't heard anyone talk about TeamSpeak in ages.
But even when it was a thing, like it was still
it was just like download it and bam.
Yeah. Well, shit! Look at Mumble. No one talks about Mumble, but there's still. Well,
just look at Discord. Like, I mean, how many you can have countless numbers of people in your Discord and be playing.
Oh yeah, it's so easy to make. It's free to make servers. You can. Have
I'm not even sure.
Rooms,
is there a limit on how many people you can have in a chat on Steam?
I don't know.
Because I know, like with Xbox, it's like 12 people in a party chat, and I think with a PlayStation, it might be like 8. I'm just not sure if there's one on Steam because every time I played, I've always been in a Discord or a Skype thing or whatever.
Yeah, it's just better than Steam.
I mean, and really, do you actually need 8 or 12 people?
No, I personally don't. I can't stand having
that
many people.
That gets cancerous as fuck real quick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like Top Hats does his. We can do both. But Top Hats, what Top Hats does is on a lot of his streams and live stream stuff. There's way too many people in there, right? There's way too many people in there. A lot of them are just, quite frankly, if you listen to it, a lot of people you have are just not worth listening to. I mean, I hate to be an asshole, but they just make noise. So it really is chaos in a lot of his servers and stuff.
That's also what we refer to as SpongeBob servers.
Yeah.
It's mean to say it, but come on, people. You get enough people in there, and it's like, okay, I gotta go.
Let me see. He said, you claim that using chat services on the PC leads to major dips in performance. I'm going to ask him how much performance is lost. I'm going to ask him if he knows anything about anything.
So
the answer is obviously no.
So game performance is suffered because of being in like a Discord?
I guess that's what he's saying that using these programs that you have to use on PC, because you have to use them.
Yeah.
It leads to major dips in performance. And Discord, I think I checked. Wow. Discord and all of its background processes running at once don't even
go above
1% of CPU usage.
It's nothing. I'm thinking like Skype I think actually uses a lot more, but
yes.
Well, even if you take Skype and
Skype
you have
will
Skype
use your
running.
RAM and webcam for no reason.
Well, yeah, but I mean, even if you are using Skype, I mean, you have to have a pretty low-end CPU, and not very much RAM in order for it to actually start affecting your game performance.
And it's funny he should be saying that because a lot of the system's resources on console are dedicated to chat services.
Yeah, it's like I guess he doesn't understand that an Xbox has to run background processes as well. Like I've heard the claim before that everything on that Xbox is just running games. Like no, it's not. It's not at all. When you're logged into Uplay, guess what? You're running Uplay in the back. When you're logged into Origin, guess what? You're running Origin in the back too. When you're doing all this stuff, I mean, everything has to run in the back. All those social things that you just praised, like that shit has to run in the background.
Well, I mean, I would almost bet that if you took almost everything off of the Xbox besides the games, then you're getting the performance of those FPS dips wouldn't happen near as big, because of the fact of how much resources of the minimum resources it actually has to run all those other apps.
Well, if you just took away the extra OSs that are on the Xbox One,
the unnecessary ones.
The developers even stated that there was as much as a 75% increase on output. So it's like, You got developers telling Microsoft this, and yet they have yet to fix that issue.
It's time to go to Linux, Microsoft. You guys partnered with their, what is it, their Ubuntu operating system. You need to give that a chance.
Yep, I agree. And I think their backend on the Xbox is actually Linux, if I remember correctly.
Did he say anything else? I mean, is there anything?
I don't.
I said you claim that PS4 has a better interface designed for social interaction. What do you mean by this?
Huh?
What the
Apparently,
actual
icons
fuck?
are too hard to click, is what he means.
I guess.
Well, I'm. Wow.
So I'm
Yeah.
just going through his videos whenever he makes the claim like this. You know, I'm just gonna say like, hey, you said this. So
Every
It's
ti-
PS4.
every
PS4
time-
makes it.
Every time you
the-
quote him, you have to make a reference to hair flicking.
His
It's gonna be a
like.
thing.
I would argue like the PS4 interface makes it like really easy to like navigate for games, but not like social interaction for sure. Because like you have to like go. I mean, it's definitely a simplified UI, but still nothing like really simple for
No
social interaction
controller,
compared to
simple
like Steam,
interaction.
huh?
With no controller, would it be simple interaction for
It
social?
wouldn't be.
I mean, what trumps a keyboard when it comes to having to type something?
I know, right? It's like good luck trying to type some shit, especially.
Oh God, I will do
especially
everything I
how-
can to keep from having to type whenever I'm on a console, just because like happen to like sit there and use that D-pad to get to D and then back up to A and then over to C and then, like it just like good lord, it takes me forever. So I'm whenever.
The chat pads are even ridiculous. I mean, they think we all have the size hands that like infants have. We're grown men.
Yeah,
Our
once
thumb is 10 keys.
once PlayStation came out with that messaging app, I was like, this is like the most genius thing. I wish the Xbox would actually come out with this because I mean it would make life so much easier that I could stay in the game and get a message on my phone, you know, answer back and still be answering back on Xbox or whatever or PlayStation.
have to go letter by letter, scroll around, find what you need. Da 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 da.
Well, I think I mean, on the PlayStation, I know they've improved that because, like, it's like if you go to messaging, it's like if you go to message or whatever, it's pretty much instantaneous as far as like once you hit messages and go to the person's name and it pulls up the message where you're ready to type. And I think from what I understand, I mean, I haven't typed a message on Xbox in quite some time, but people are saying that they've actually improved the response time.
Well, that's
So,
good.
a
'Cause
lot,
it used
but-
to be just.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know when it
God,
first
it
launched,
was
it was like
awful.
terrible. It was like you push a button, like it's almost like whenever you double click on an icon, or you think you do on a PC, and it doesn't pop up, and you sit there and start
Yeah.
double clicking a bunch of times. It was kind of like that when the Xbox first launched. It was like, good lord, is this thing gonna load? But from what I understand, I mean, they made it like really responsive now, which is a good thing. But I still don't think it could ever match up to what the PC
hell
could
no.
do
Oh no.
as far as response time goes.
And so I'm just gonna. That's what I've got. I just was sitting here. I'm only like 5 minutes into one of his little videos, and I'm just like, oh, okay, fine. Let me write this on my notepad.
Like you're gonna I imagine by the time you actually debate him, if it's any amount of days or whatever, you're gonna have a lot of questions
Oh yeah, absolutely.
because he says some really outlandish shit.
He does.
Is there anything else you guys want to talk about, or?
I mean,
Yeah.
Eh?
Yeah.
Any new videos coming down the way? I know, Rags, you just did yours on your gaming history.
I think
That
the
was
next
pretty
video
nice.
I'm gonna do is my my thoughts on Battlefield 1. I'll probably call it like a critical look at Battlefield 1 or something like that, because I'm sick of all these big Battlefield YouTubers just wanking off dice, like level crap and all these guys. I fucking, it's like all they do is just suck dice off all the time, and they never hold them accountable for any of their shitty design decisions, or when they mention it, it's just this weak ass passing sort of comment. It's like, oh, by the way, this isn't very good. That could use improvement. And then they go on to how amazing everything. And Battlefield 1 has serious design issues and flaws that make it incredibly inferior to Battlefield 4. And I'm just gonna, I really love Battlefield, so I'm gonna be tough on it.
That's the way it should be. If you love.
yeah, that's
something.
what you're pretty much supposed to do. But sad. I mean, it's sad that people are just so willing to accept whatever just because they like the franchise.
And well, a lot of this has to do with these guys getting paid to go out to their fucking.
Well, yeah, they get to
studios
go
and
to Dice LA.
They get
They
paid
get to go
be
to
this
Sweden
way,
and
yeah.
shit, and they get the fancy all this and that and the other thing.
You know why? Okay, so anybody watch 402 Thunder or 420 Thunder or whatever his name is?
Yeah.
Okay, so they at the very beginning when he was getting big for the Call of Duty community, like he was actually getting invites to go out to the studios and stuff because he was praising Black Ops 1, he was praising original Call of Duties, like, and he was getting a lot of views for it. He used to be on the invite list, right? Soon as he started speaking up against the stupid shit that these companies were doing, they put him on a ban list. They like blacklisted him. They no longer invite him to things. They know because these guys are looking at you as an investment. They're counting on you to fucking suck their dick because they're paying for your meals, they're paying for your jet. I mean, they're paying the whole way for you to get
Hotel,
there.
all that stuff, yeah.
Hotel, yeah.
Yeah, they don't
So
want
they're
you to
counting
be
on
critical.
you.
They want you to be accepting.
Mm-hmm. Everything that you say, and if you have that kind of following, affects their bottom line. Simple as that.
I don't think they never come out and I don't think actually tell you. I think it's more just implied. Whenever they start buying you shit like that, it's kind of implied that you give them a good review.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they want to butter you up as much as possible.
They want you. They want to make it to where it would be extremely hard for you to be honest.
Yep.
And with with what I got from EA, the Titanfall 2 promo stuff. I mean, like it's probably not a coincidence that they gave me a really good game to review as a first, or not even review, for promotional perk. They didn't say I was obligated to do anything, but I read between the lines. They wanted me to do a video on it. And they knew that the game was really good. They knew that it had received praise from pretty much everybody and their mom. So it doesn't shock me at all that was the first game that they sent my way. Because they probably knew I wasn't going to bullshit people if it was shit.
Fair enough.
So they wanted to make sure that at least they would give me a game that was really good. And it did. It was a really good game. Titanfall 2 is a really good game.
Oh yeah. That game was a lot of fun. I'm surprised a lot of people haven't really came forward yet.
I've been playing the campaign
coming, but still, like, I haven't seen, outside of you, tell you the truth, Rags, I haven't really seen many people talk about it. Still.
Well, it's because the sales are low because EA fucked over Respawn with the sale time.
True.
I've been playing the campaign of it from time to time, and it's actually a really damn good campaign.
Oh hell yeah, it's an excellent campaign.
I was actually surprised. I mean, because whenever they didn't do one for the first one, and the second one came, and it had one, I kind of figured that, oh yeah, they're probably gonna kind of like force it in there. You're like, well, here you go. But it's actually a really good one. I mean, I would say one of the best campaigns this generation as far as like first person shooter goes.
Mm-hmm. I think so too. Yeah.
I haven't finished it yet because I'm stuck on a damn part because I'm playing it on the hardest difficulty, and this one bot is like fucking just pissing me off. Every time I die, I end up loading, and I don't know if you know what the part I'm talking about, like you're in like this crevice thing or this weird blown out area, and there's this one damn mech or whatever that she's like running around, but she can like kind of teleport. And then she can also like put down.
I know who you're fighting. You're fighting
electricity.
The female. Yeah.
Robot lady?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're fighting the female, the chick with the mask. Yeah, I know who you're fighting.
She's fucking insane.
She's an android
man.
herself, though.
No,
yeah.
Yeah, she's a robot. Yeah.
Yeah, she's
fucking insane.
I actually got the game to bug up on me on that. We ended up killing each other, and it still gave it to her. That kind of pissed me off, but it's not like that situation will actually happen every time you play the game, so I'm not gonna dock it.
No, but I would be pissed off if after like as much trouble as I've had with her, like that to happen and to give the damn win to her, I'd be like, fuck me, man. Like,
you know what's funny is I actually got that on stream. I got the whole playthrough on stream where that happened.
what difficulty did you play it on?
Bounce off. I'm gonna do some stuff.
All right, so
I think we've been talking for too long. I'm burnt out.
Are you burnt out? Have a good night, sir.
What difficulty did you play it on?
Just normal. Fuck on normal.
See, I'm on that.
Me, dude. I was like, fuck.
I'm on the hardest difficulty.
Actually, not to ruin anything, but she's the hardest one. Not to ruin anything.
Okay, well that's good because I mean, if if there's harder ones than her, then I'm on the hardest difficulty. I'm like, yeah, it ain't gonna happen.
That
I'm
platinum,
still
though.
I'm
You gotta get that
trying my best.
platinum.
I'm gonna get past her on this difficulty because I'm gonna keep on until it does, and then I think at that point I'm just gonna rejoice for a good 2 days and then go back and start playing again. It's worth it. I mean that 2 days rejoice, yeah.
All right, well, we're coming up on that 3-hour mark, and I can't
Yeah,
believe we
we've
have
been on there.
34 fucking people still tuned in. You guys are awesome, seriously. Thank you guys for sticking it out with us.
Oh, yeah,
holy
definitely.
fuck balls, you guys are amazing. Shaner, coming in, but this guy's taking care of about, what, 9 kids now, Shaner? I mean...
Oh, yeah. Oh, I have 4.
And he's got twins on the way.
Fuck you both.